positions and some strategies, some maps that we haven't seen from them. They are finally showing their full hand here. And Aspas on Neon is a big difference. He's been playing Jet permanently all season long.
And it's rapid off the rip. Fast lane. Carves up into the site now into two sections. They're going to be taking this one. No opposition. Bit of that early damage and all that spam. Look at it. It's knocked a couple of the Loud players down low. Still able to get that plant down.
EG looked very clean on the retakes previously, but a lot of that was Jorgamo double blast packing in and finding players stuck in one and done spots. Sadak is one of those.
Flood attempt in, EG. Leading the charge of Ethan already taken out. The opposition stick onto the defuse. Ethan's already got half on the stick onto the defuse. Where's the util? Anything to stop this? It's not in sight. And the kills. They fill up the feed of green. EG. Great pistol round win here on their map pick.
We've seen before that EG don't even need to win the pistols in order to take big scalps. They did that in the game against NRG, but that's a great start. That showcased why their retakes on A have been so clean. They isolate a player on site, that's Sadak, take him out, and then there's a recon dart that goes through the smoke that just causes havoc to all the other players. Loud have got to be ready for these recon darts. They're pesky, they're small. Com has a billion different lineups for them. And unless you're ready, they're gonna cause carnage, they're gonna trigger trap plays, and they're gonna allow people to push for free on defense. No one else is doing this.
No, it's something that's purely cooked up by EG. And, you know, when does a composition evolve from gimmicky to just, you know, the standard? Well, it's when it starts winning more. When it actually starts getting the results under it. 5-1 currently, EG. Trying to make it 6-1 in terms of their record this season. Good start to begin with. Loud. Going for the Carmen Core approach. A lot of Sheriffs purchased. See if they can do any significant economic damage.
And holding quite slowly. You know, their composition is going to want to go very quickly in some of these rounds where they execute. Despite not having the Brim online, that Viper Wall is going to substitute.
Does, again, portion up the side here. Sadak going to still stick in the plant, so bit of extra money, but with a two-player disadvantage, make it 3. Not likely that they're going to be winning this round out. Still, EG hoping to keep it nice and clean as well. Everybody's still surviving in this one.
Last player standing.
All the fights as well being split up and taken.
Flawless.
Yeah, really nice, really clean.
We saw in the Loud game against Furia that for some teams, they respect the top too much. Loud came into that game with just an aura of power, crumbled the will of Furia and brought them to their knees. It felt like there was nothing that could be done to stop them. And already EG are showing right from the beginning that they're going to play confidently. They're going to push into Loud's face. They're not afraid to take the fight. Demon won 4-0. Some of those with cleanup kills on the anti-eco, but a very good start that showcases that they're ready to play today. They haven't just achieved their goal by making it to Tokyo and Champs. There's more on the horizon. There's America's trophy to play for and nothing at all to lose. Playing with house money.
Yeah, that house money phrase. Desk has been talking about it here. You can see some speed behind it. The knife clears out to the top side of tower to fast lane. So that's up the side even further. Diligence is shown by Loud. Okay, using the util. Making sure that they cleared a way through. They've taken a ton of damage though still. Just getting themselves into this one. And the EG retakes have been good. Is it still going to be good with the bonus weaponry?
Well, they come from the north side here, and Aspas is going to get pressured early.
He's low, 26 health. Not able to win out that first fight.
That's huge. Now EG have arcade control and their retake can happen from 2 fronts.
Yeah, from the spawn side and the north side. Kawazine wants to take the fight to them. He's taken out. Even with the weaker guns, doesn't matter. Still.
Now everybody is locked out from Loud.
They're gonna have to put some speed behind this one, but still, yeah, playing from that main position. Time is ticking. Do they have the util to start to dissuade this one from the plan? As a tap onto it, forces out the fragment nade. A push through into the smoke. Boostio trying to make the most of that one. Spraying down with the Phantoms, but everybody falls. Yeah, despite that time pressure, when it was running low and Loud, getting those avenues removed from them, they're still able to win it out. The comp is quite good in that regard. You got the nades and the snake bites as well to delay.
True. I think there's so many interesting things to point out with this composition. One of which being that EG decided to play full retake on B. And that means that Loud are going to be able to run fakes against them later on. If they anchor people heavily to the site, you can see that usually Boostio, Demon 1 are going to be playing B quite aggressively. If they decide to hard anchor site, Aspas gets to run all over them. If they play retake, suddenly they're stuck behind a Viper wall. It can be quite challenging to defend.
Shutting them down. One suppressed.
B main control taken early. Sprinting forwards towards
Nice lineup.
3. Yeah, it's a nice lineup. It's a different twist on the attack side default from Loud. They are just walking up here. There's a slight crossfire break, and Util Boostio, an attempt to punish as his turret was removed, but instead just gets his head taken clean off. There's the fast lane. Now actually going to be pushing up with this one. Reposition. Demon 1 close to the box. Takes out the first Kawazine. He covers once more. In that safety feature. Just holding the flank now. EG attempting to put that pressure in a different direction once more with the flash there. Snakebite means that nobody can move forward and past it though. And Loud understand how important it is to hold this space. Trouble faced up. Nade and stun is good actually. Sets out EG. Should be able to win the fight or at least be favored. But a Paranoia again rips it way across. Time running low now. Kills falling. Com last one left.
I love how Loud do exactly as you say there, reading that push over towards Tree. Com is going to have his hands full doing anything, and I think saving would be the correct option here. But I love that idea from Loud. They recognize that EG are going to go for those retakes by flanking heavily, and Loud have 3 players ready to collect over by Tree side. Very aware team. And on top of that too, sure, we have not seen Loud play Fracture. And yes, it was their permaban early on in the season. But can you cast your mind back and remember what Kawazine did to NRG at lock-in on this map? The insanity of the clutches that he was able to pull out and his individual form. Just look at the angles he takes and the way that he's able to delete players. If Kawazine's on his game, EG are going to get pushed.
He's looking locked in today. Snappy in the replay. And I love that as well. Loud, they're experienced enough. They don't tunnel vision super hard into, you know, what worked last time when they got down onto the B plan, using all their util to try and push them away. Instead, they were using the Snakebite, the Paranoia. You know, utility that they would have otherwise been using for the post plan to push people off to defuse. They were using it for the flankers. They're able to just adapt, change the game plan on the fly like that.
And one of the things that got EG up to such a blistering start in that game against Cloud9 was running a lot of trap plays over in halls. And that hasn't been an area that Loud have gone to early on in this half. Now they creep over there. But to me, I think that's probably because EG are on a weak buy.
And not much in the EG tank to push them back. Just a few pistols. Similar approach here. You can see, again, the fast lane is used from Sand, and it does split up the site. 2 sections, clearing through, gliding down, and there's util being used to push out any of the corner positions, like Ethan was trying to play in just there. But with that kill, Com saving that rifle, carrying it forwards. The spike has been dropped down out into the open. It needs to be salvaged, it needs to be saved. Rolling Thunder forwards. Boostio is claimed less. He's given a hot satchel to the side. Jogamo, can he land a shot? He cannot. It's contained, it's safe.
But there was definitely danger there for a moment, Brent.
Yeah.
Loud were able to navigate it thanks to some great individuality from 2Es in particular. But they were forced to use Kawazine's ultimate, recover the spike in a bit of a difficult territory. So now that there's rifles back on board for EG, these ultimates are also very close to coming back online. I am interested to see whether EG run some more of these traps or south side pushes. They had Boostio and Demon 1 playing very aggressively in tree last time we saw them on this map. And they're going to take a timeout here. Potter choosing this opportunity to have a little bit of input.
Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. You're very close, as we've already mentioned, to a ton of ultimates. Start to build up a game plan around them. One away from multiple of them. Plenty of options for you on Fracture to try and farm up an ult or 2. And it's a really quite important round. It's a full investment from EG. If they lose this one, the economy will be broken once more, and Loud would really start to run away with it.
And we genuinely have no idea what to expect from Loud in map 1 and map 3. It has been so long since we've seen this top team play on Fracture and Bind that anything is possible. So for them to start out looking really strong here, and it's not to do with Aspas running people over on the Neon. It's to do with the way that they're taking control and playing very smart post plans. This composition is going to excel at getting the spike down, and then how you play from there is really many different options.
Yeah,
do you want to play long-range utility? Do you want to try and control the flanks? Do you want to make sure that you're pushing your post plans? And Sadak's extremely smart with how he makes these work.
Let's jump into it. Knife to clear through the backside of tower. Stunned. Rips its way through. Aspas taking point. TP through the back. That's going to be cancelled up there. A lot of presence and a lot of ground gain. They want to make a fight towards them into their own spawn. Rifles through. Bullets raining down. Jorgamo low.
Missing the nade.
Yeah, missing a nade. Maybe a little bit panicked in that scenario. Ethan's left to pick up the pieces, pick up the scraps, and make something of the situation, but can't do too much. Boostio spraying them down. Players were low. An opportunity granted itself, yet it's Loud once more who sail away. That was an important round. We were talking about the importance of it. That's why the timeout was taken. With that, the economy once more put down to the half buy on EG, but they have built up some big ultimates. Maybe they can make something of it.
It's rough now, though. You said it before the timeout, but Loud are really starting to run away with this. 4 in a row off the pistol, and doing a different thing every time. Com has not been droning from that spot. Com usually, in the previous games that you watch, will be holding recon dart there, and so maybe they thought they could push him and get value like that. But it seemed like they were on the rope, waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
This, to me, looks like a showstopper trap play happening over here in halls.
Flash. White face. Jorgamo wants to take the fight. Damage. It's monstrous. Ticks them all the way down as a nade as well. Rebounds right off the back, but everybody's vacating it. Loud want nothing to do with it. Now the Hunter's Fury. Oh my! Cleaves through him. With one shot, brings down 2. And that is just excellency. I mean, how does Com manage to get that?
He threw a recon dart all the way into spawn. These lineups are crazy, but there's still timing here. Oh, Cow and Zine caught completely unawares. Did not know where those shots were coming from.
This has been turned right onto the head of it. Loud, not sure which way to go. Offloading the ultimate. Aspas overdrive in his hands. We'll see if he can beam down any of the opposition. Still has the fast lane. Gets him into the side. Clears it out. Bit of a tap. Forcing a fight, maybe. Forcing a position. The smoke is a little bit awkward, but it gives a bit of space to play in. This way, that way. There's a player disadvantage, a massive one. Still sticking the spike. I'd still want to choose to take this one, but a stun rips his way through. Plenty of util. Recon tagging him up, and Aspas, it's too much to overcome. Position was known. EG, big round to turn things around when they didn't have the guns for it. Really cool idea there.
And they didn't even have to use all of their ultimates. We were looking at the ult bank that they'd bought up, and I thought they might have to spend more than just one. But Com's Hunter's Fury was excellent, and now they're going hunting for these rifle upgrades too. Ethan, the final player, he's looking for them.
Yeah, it's like, where did the other gun go?
They throw them off the map?
Maybe got chucked off, yeah, when we weren't looking.
Either way, though, excellent response from EG, and they have more tools. The adjustment coming out of the timeout is that these recon darts are being used much earlier in the round. It seems that lands in spawn. It lands kind of like exactly where you buy the gun.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he has lineups all over the place.
One of the side effects of running this weird comp as well with the Sova is normally in a lot of comps, if you're playing Sova, you have to save your ult for usually, in turn, a big ultimate like the Killjoy. Killjoy's not being ran here, let's say. Okay, so it's not really too much of a problem. But it does allow you to make more plays when you're running it in something like this.
Definitely.
You don't have to save it. You can actually use it to create those trap plays, which have been the bread and butter.
I talked earlier about Demon and Boostio choosing to hard anchor the site. This is what they're doing here. And they're suddenly...
What are being sandwiched, aren't they? Yeah, from every single angle as the wall drops down. Kawazine position fell down to it. Com, he had to win that fight out, and he does against the final boss, but his util in the corner. Snake bite, it pushed him all the way back. It's being offloaded. Wants to use the drone now to clear through. There's a Viper's pit onto the site. 3 versus 3. Sadak is low. Swing around the back. Jorgamo takes care of him.
Big ultimates to flush the Viper out of this pit.
One thing to do so, though. Rolling Thunder now. Stunned up, catches, snake bites as well. Decay, not kicking it in time, not enough to bring Jorgamo. And so the rocket finds his target. With less falling, so does the pit. 2 years. Last one left. Com was weak enough, a single bullet did do it, but he doesn't have anything to push this off. Jorgamo's movement is more than clean. It seals the deal and brings it up even, 4-4.
Great response from EG. One of those flank retakes finally works out. Loud had committed a lot of players to the site in order to play inside that pit. kind of control that area of the map instead of trying to stop the flank retake from occurring. So EG finally use pretty much the last of that large ult bank that they brought up. But they do force a tactical timeout out of Loud. Like I said, Brent, coming out of the previous timeout from EG, one of the things I noticed was Com using his utility much earlier. It felt like the game plan in the first, I think, about 6 rounds was that he was saving the recon to try and counter Aspas on the sites. He was trying to use the recon so that Aspas had to stay inside of his walls. And what you've seen more recently in these final couple of rounds that they've picked up is that he's using them either to set himself up for an ult or using them early so that the defenders on the other side of the map can push, and then he has his drone and his shocks to play off individually. There's going to be a lot of those kind of timings. It's a weird situation for EG to be in. They haven't played against a comp like Loud.
This comp is quite odd as well. I mean, we haven't
teams.
really touched on it. It's odd on both sides, right? But the double controller that gets ran, you know, the Omen, the Viper, we're no strangers to it. Throughout the history of Fracture as a map, it's been played a lot, especially by, you know, EMEA teams. It allows you to really take map control quite slowly. But when you throw the Neon into the mix, along with, you know, the KO and the Breach, those initiators are able to really increase that tempo at a moment's notice and add a bit of urgency into it. So it's a quirky comp, you know, it messes with the timings a lot of what you might expect.
The things that you're missing are the stim beacon, the ability to put down the brim smokes immediately, and any level of flank watch. So that's why they're mostly having to hit the sites where the Viper wall is. This time, looking quite different. Not that EG have been stacking the sites where Viper has been playing.
No command rips forwards. Sweeping suppression now, no abilities to be used, and it gives Loud control of the site and the plan, so they get themselves into it. And Les's job here is to stay alive.
Here.
EG clearing, and Les, does he opt to take that fight? It's so important. Com clearing all the way through, and how is Les so aware of these angles? Just knows it was being pushed. Aspas helps him out, swinging through, and so Hall's still controlled for them. Paranoia rips down with 2 players left standing. EG forced to retreat, forced to back away, save the guns, keep it into the Nexus. No longer winnable.
What a phenomenal post-plan play by Les and Aspas there.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, this composition is going to allow Loud to get spikes down, and then the world's their oyster in terms of how they want to play the post-plans. But they're finding such excellent timings at pushing EG. I mean, Les, I don't know how he's got the awareness to specifically clear that spot and then come around. And they go up to 5.
Yeah. Les has been a demon in playoffs. Something's just unleashed in the man, unlocked. Because his crosshair placement and his clearance here, he's so aware to the possibility of this area just being compromised. It's a squeeze as well as Aspas helps him out.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. And it's all about our timing, and it's just been great. Get the spike down in these scenarios.
This team is extraordinarily coordinated. You wouldn't believe that they had sub 2 players at the start of the year.
You really wouldn't. Cross-map dart. Where's that one going to be landing? Okay, onto the north side.
Yeah, it allows Jorgamo space to push out. You know, obviously, this recon would have to be broken if there was somebody playing around there. Even if they were going to evacuate towards ropes, you would see that. So the Sova, in this round, allowing them to take a lot of space on defense.
And it's the repushes on multiple fronts. Demon 1 loses his fight, though. Battle of the controllers, the smoke players there.
Yeah.
And to be honest, in the game that EG stomped Cloud9, Demon 1 was getting into positions like that and then just winning the gunfights.
Good for Boostiodo to trade that one. Les was almost getting away with murder. Would have been a nuisance into the back line.
Jorgamo's made the play. He just ran through the
Ran all the way, right around the backside.
He just sailed through on the rope without a care in the world for his own life.
And Loud have not cleared out tower either. This is good post-plant positioning from EG. They've got containment now. Arcade on the south side of the map, and it's up to Loud now. They've had to flip the site all the way around. Boostio, he's got a lockdown. It's going to be really forcing Loud to take some risks and take some fights. They have to do just that. Aspas running around, trying to get out of there. The position, though, it's obvious at this point. They have to get out of there with the stun. It's entertainment onto Kawazine, leaves it up to Sadak. And what does he have to delay? A flash around the side. He pushes it back around the corner. Needs to be saved. Needs to be salvaged. It does. Ethan. He's safe to stick it all the way.
So EG keep it level. We're at 5-5 here. Both teams back and forth in these recent rounds. But something remains a constant, and it is that Loud are getting these spike plants down.
Yeah.
And the challenge all seems to
Out
come
of
elsewhere.
charges.
What a bold play by Jorgamo. The recon dart allows him to push north side at the beginning of the round, and then he just, off the info of his team, saying that they're executing into B, he just whips it on the rope.
Turret out.
There could have been someone holding for him, but he decided he needed to make the play.
Took a risk anyway. Even. 5 to 5. Again. The wall's raised up. Points out the side this time with the overdrive. Aspas clearing out towards Dice. There were players playing there. Post-plan position. Now off to it. Spraying it down. Boostio. He moves forwards. 3 to his name. And he is just carved open. A chance of success. A chance to win the round. It's all but sealed up. Nade around the back towards stairs. They're smoked off. They cannot see a thing until they have the util to push them back. Jorgamo pushing through onto the smoke. A bit of spam onto it, but half onto the fuse. Now that pressure's still there. Snake bite. Is it too late? Away! The bullets land. 66 health, vulnerable up. He has to isolate the fight. Demon 1 to the 1-on-1 versus Les. Wide swing, wide face. Les wins it. How have they pulled that one back from the brink of defeat?
Boostio has got to be feeling utterly gutted about that one. But Les does everything. Even the kills that Tui's was getting through the smokes, set up by the snakebite, they're vulnerable. So Tui's only needed to land a fraction of the bullets required. Look at that. The snakebite goes out, vulnerable applied onto Com. Just makes it so much more consistent that you're going to be able to deny the plant from, or the defuse rather. What a play. And Les has been getting the better end of these players so consistently. Demon 1's only got a sheriff in this round. He's their star fragger.
The final round of this half. Stuns are forwards, sand control gained. The site is theirs once more, so Loud able to set themselves up, and the post plans have been good. What are the adjustments from EG? They don't have control of any other area of the map. They're all coming from the spawn side. Drone pushes it forward. Aspas goes down to Demon 1.
And that's a great shot.
What a shot to find. Paranoia though. It's going to be let loose, let rip as soon as the first sign of utility is used. And now the Rolling Thunder pushes them all the way back, but I don't think there's any sort of connection. It's 4 versus 4. The time is running short now for EG. Moving down, Kawazine. Plenty of util. Flash now round to the corner. Connects. Multiple targets blinded up. Just trying to make the most of this one now. Facing with the weaponry. Demon 1 almost pulling off a miracle. But before the clip can really get unleashed, well, that's 7 to 5. Loud, they maintain a very narrow lead.
That's an incredible final round.
I mean,
there was so much
how is
happening
Demon
there.
1 getting 4 there?
We did not see it from his perspective. There was so much pressure coming out from Loud. It looked perfect, and then Demon 1 just takes out the sheriff.
He almost wins that.
That's the power of this fragger, this rookie that's...
5 half now. I really do hope it continues, because we're just seeing layers on layers to it, man, like a croissant or a cake or an onion, whatever you want to use to describe it, Josh. I mean, it's just been fantastic.
Also want to point out that Loud were permabanning Fracture at the start of this split. So this has been worked on for a while, and you can see the rewards here. They're going to be on the defense side 2 rounds up, but EG could equalize it with a nice pistol here. They won the first one. But EG have got to be favored on map 1 out of all of the maps that are being played today.
I mean, they've used no util. They're just walking into B. Some sort of read here that they could just gain control of it. No sign of life. There's a reflank now from Loud. This is fast from them. All the way through into the back. Demon 1 has got to be hearing this and calling this for his team. And he's got so much to do. At this corner, it's an off angle that he's trying to take the fight. And he claims 2! That is outlandish. Pushing now into the smoke. Jorgamo. He holds it down in the middle of all of this one. It was evened out into a 3-on-3. They've lost control of main and the spawn side. Plays need to be made. Shock dart. Almost catching. Nade now as well to set it up, but 2 years from behind. Paranoia, he's got it. Latching onto the 2 targets. Nearsighted. Com actually. Not going to be blind in this. Still has his dart as well to play this as the fight starts to get taken. Up to the top, broken quickly. Boostio going for this reflank as well. Kills need to be found, and Com's going to do just that. Damage was there. Boostio alive in it. It's a 1v1. Both players low, both players weak. Les is sticking into the smoke, gets off a bit. Onto Hard, but a shot lands. And Boostio finds another pistol round for the team.
That is such a close round, defined by tiny margins. Demon 1 taking 2 out. in his off angle over towards Tree is fabulous. And then obviously Boostio winning the 1v1 towards the end when Les had many opportunities to swing through the smoke and potentially land one more bullet onto him. It would have only taken 2. I mean, it is razor-thin margins between these two teams. But like I said earlier, Brent, I'm not sure that bodes well for EG. This has been the map where they've been dominating everyone else. And what is this? There's a party happening on the B side.
It's a full stack. Everyone looking towards Arcade. EG with the same contact play. It's spotted. Stun let loose, let rip into the smoke. There was an attempt there by Sadak. It was a trap play. He had the held Sheriff re-swing. Les is like, I'm taking a fight, whether we got util or not.
There's no reaction from the EG players holding elsewhere, though. Demon 1 is not moving an inch forward. They don't know it's a full stack yet.
Last repeat. Jogo needs help. Jogo needs help right now. He's being overwhelmed. But the rifle's there. And Flash as well to push them back. Aftershock. Kawazine. None the wiser to that one. Just standing right into the path of it.
He got stunned by Ethan.
Reflank. Aspas. Lands it. Boostio didn't know what was going on. And these upgrades are now exchanging hands here. Loud. Lose the pistol round, but they've come right back out with their own answer.
And this is so dangerous. Demon 1 has not heard anything in halls the entire round, and yet EG still don't want to commit to it. There's still a player, I think Tui's, that they haven't accounted for. They knew Les was over here, they knew Aspas was over at B.
30 seconds left.
And yet EG don't want to quickly take space. They've waited so long that Aspas with a bulldog is hovering at Dish.
Yeah, and they're concerned. Demon 1, you can see him holding the smoke. Just in case somebody's close, pops out of it, disrupt that plan from going down, but it does. In the end, control being gained, upgrades in their hands. Loud are going to try and make the most of this one, but see how this gets played out now. Last smoke getting dropped down into the site. Ever so slightly splitting it up. Ethan misses the first shot, dropped down in the confusion. Trying to take the fights towards Aspas. He's unfortunate. It's the recipient of a plenty amount of bullets. Smoke's blocking the paths. This way, that way, 2 years. Too much to do. And so, whilst dangerous, EG, they do get that second round. Should have been an easy one for them, but it was made painful.
Extremely well held on, though, by Demon 1 and Ethan, making sure that they were playing together, that they couldn't get isolated. And also some nice shots. I mean, Demon 1's Guardian one tap there onto Les looks clean too. So they save a Guardian and a Vandal into the round. I believe one of their players only had a pistol too, so they can afford that extra Phantom in Boostio's hands. But it doesn't look great.
They're going to keep it a bonus. Not forcing up around the guns. I'd have done that damage. Now grouped up here, EG. It's going to be that 4-1 split now towards the B side. Most of the presence being showcased over towards Arcade. Fragment nade. Just to buy a bit of time. Jorgamo disrespects it, moves forward. 69 health. Now running him down. Snake bite. Doesn't do enough damage. Boostio try to follow up, and he is caught unaware. Lesto is being pincered, sandwiched off to the side, into the site. Jorgamo does well to trade. But this reflank attempt from Loud, all 3 of their players now grouped up towards main. They want to now start to move forwards. Stun onto the 2. It's an impossible scenario for Com. Have to unleash all sorts. And so Aspas. Central player there towards that retake. Takes the defuse on top of it as well to get his ult online for next.
He will do in the end. And yeah, Loud with better weapons and a nice flank retake idea end up winning that round. It feels like we've had so many situations, though, on this map where Demon 1 is holding a flank, and I'm holding my breath because I don't know whether he's going to get 1, 2, 3, get killed immediately. It just comes down to these aim duels, and so often Demon 1's good for them, but on the other side of things, I feel like I'm watching Cowanzine and Les in particular just hit the cleanest of shots to stop those kind of moments from occurring. This looks fast with a stun and a push out through Tree.
Oh yeah, it's a fight taken, isn't it? There's that flash over the top. Aspas not opting to use his ultimate at the beginning. No overdrive in his hands, just actually waiting it out. If they spotted something, maybe the fight will be taken. There's Les set up. Beautifully done. The wide face by 2 years as well. Baits out that positioning. 3 players left standing now, but the site is gained. So plan for EG. Nade, they want to fight through spawn. Right into the grass. Sadak well versed in that one. Any sort of aggressive plays that happen, Ethan has got to just come up with miracles. Nade almost bringing him down, 7 health, and the Smarty overdrive. The damage just tickles him. Just the win would have been enough. And Loud win another one, Josh.
And this one is major because while EG were taking a bonus in the prior, this is going to put their economy back down into the dumps. And Loud now really start to extend the lead. You take a look at the replays here, I'm not sure quite how this goes so well for these two players. Tuiz and Les play that situation on a double dry swing so perfectly. If you're looking to improve your coordination with a teammate that you duo with in ranked or whatever, take a look at how they make those swings work. A little jiggle at the start, one going very wide, one going short. There was no utility to set that up.
Yeah, but all attention placed on 2 years, and Les is able to just take out the 2 players.
Pure movement and mechanics.
Here's that same util combo. It's dumped into them, facing them. The fight taken with a nade though. Kawazine trying to support Aspas, who's pushed all the way up deep as well. Another stun rattled off. Now the ult offloaded. Showstopper, the rocket. It sails its way across. No targets to be found, but the kills are there. And Sadak and Les are the last 2 standing. Make it just Sadak, not for much longer, man. I mean, this is just explosive.
What blistering pace from EG there. I believe the opening kill, presumably Cho'Gamo's nade rolls down the stairs because Kawanzine's not unaware enough to just stand inside a Raze nade like that. Demon One hits another insane Sheriff shot. I feel like half of these we haven't even caught on camera because why would we be looking at the player with a Sheriff? Yeah. And yet Demon One is simply delivering time and again. And now the tables flip completely. Where it looked like Loud was going to stretch out a lead, now EG with rifles and a major ult bank in hand. The pressure is on Loud.
It was over in the blink of an eye. Be careful when you're paying attention to Fracture. You never know when these rounds are going to be over. In the first 15 seconds, those brawls that take place. And here we see it. It's Loud on that back foot. There was a chance for Les. Maybe if he was gifted. Yeah, quite disgusting. That was lovely adjustment. Now to stun. Fault line round to the side. Aftershock to punish Com, who was droning, but he gets out of there.
And this 3-player aggression towards A halls has been a serious theme of what Loud have been doing. And EG have chosen to deal with it by just containing in the early round and then moving over towards B. Loud have already got the read though. They're going to be here. I don't think the weaponry is going to be enough, unless Sadak with a judge can be monstrous.
And his dart does not clear through into tower. Cho'Gamo's low. He faces it. Punished in the end. Still is that attempt from Boostio. He's going to be taking the arcade side. So holding 2 fronts, but they haven't cleared out tower still. Sadak is just sat here. What is the adjustment from EG? A tap onto the spike. It looks like you want to fight them towards Jenny.
30 seconds.
Kawazin's still there,
but Sadak rattled.
Yeah, and Sadak has been removed, so the plan can get off quite safely. Is there going to be any more danger behind this round? No one's really getting these clean kills onto the 2 players. 2 years, and Kawazin, they are low. Single shot should do it with the rifles.
1 enemy remaining.
Advantage all in EG's hand. Just 2 years. This is a difficult one. Not handed the easy fight. Low enough as well. The turret might just bring him down. Smokes off that one. There it is. Face from Ethan. 9 to 9.
EG managed to keep a huge amount of ults online there too. It would be easy to just throw the ults out as a way to get an even larger advantage against that eco team. And yet, they're patient with them. Just relying on slowing the pace down and making sure they deal with the pesky guy with a judge in tower. But that now sets them up for this next round, where EG have a massive bank of ults to work with. And they've been very creative in the past with how they get value out of these.
So does the other side. No strangers to it. This match so far has been absolutely elite to fight. Oh, trap play! Hunter's Fury with the stun! And of course they collect extra damage done. That's the cherry on top for Aspas. Across the ropes we go. EG gliding and regrouping. Sadak, a reclearance. He's facing this alone. He's spotted. And he's going to pull the knife out and run all the way out of there. He does not want to try and take that fight to them.
But with the information, that causes Les to go and support Sadak, and Aspas and Tuiz to repush A halls. All of EG are grouped up over here. that early Hunter's Fury from Com was beautiful, and the way that Ethan supports with the fault line, all excellent to get them the first pick. But Loud have been very good in the 4v5s, and they have a lot of info.
And the map's been flipped to 2 sections. The call was made by Loud in the middle of all of this. Squeeze the south side. There's a player late lurking. We're trying, you know, even out by taking him out, but everyone grouped up from EG. Now the drone paves the way, rolling thunder as well towards Sand, just in case they are grouped, and stack damage onto Ethan. The bullets raining down. They don't have control of Hall's orbital strike. It's supposed to break this one up now a little bit more. Jorgamo wide on the angle, wide on the face! And with the spray down, the rifle locks it down onto 2 of the heads. Lift up the Sadak and less. They've got the tools for the job. Maybe they can make the most of this one with the rifles. They're doing it. A white face. Again, Com is miles away, but are Loud aware of it. They're taking their time by getting into the site. They don't know what they've been gifted here, but running, barreling. Com doesn't even know if they're sticking this. He has to run. He has to face. Unless, set up once more. This man has been an animal all playoffs long.
What a performance from Les. I mean, look at him gesturing out there. He knows what he's done. He's just wide swinging and destroying people. Look at him on this peak. He's so far out and takes down Demon 1 and Boostio. Com had gotten himself into a nice post plant spot over towards Dish, and Boostio had a lockdown, but they just never had the safety to work with, never had any idea where Loud were positioned. I love the play with the ults in that round from EG to get themselves a player up. But Loud are something else. Yeah. They're just able to take that 4v5 and create advantages out of it and make EG the ones who are scared. Scared to lose the advantage.
All the ults expended almost for EG. They still have that lockdown, one away from the showstopper, but you know, Loud didn't have to use anything in that to win that round out. They've been building up to some of their own, and it's forced a timeout now from EG, because this is really where it gets most critical. Right the course of the ship. It's a very narrow lead by just 1 round. That's all that Loud are holding right now, but it could very easily spiral out of their hands.
EG have been on such a Cinderella run in these playoffs. Just take a moment and think about how we even got here. With MIBR being forced to beat 100 Thieves for EG to even get in, we heard Potter on the show say they thought they had slim to no chance that they were going to make playoffs. And it feels like with all of that pressure just relieved from their shoulders, it was a free run. They've blistered through the upper bracket. And in some sense, it feels like they are coming up against the final boss of Americas here. 6th seed against #1 seed. And Loud crushing people up until this game. I mean, this one, it's a real battle. EG are bringing it.
There's always that extra bit of help, I think, that comes with the idea that, you know, EG not expecting to really even be in this spot of playoffs, not even expecting that they get the chance to compete, to make Tokyo, to make champs, but they've done it. Arguably the hardest part of their journey, and now up against this final boss team of Loud. Chance to try and make their way into that grand finals of Americas to claim the top spot of Americas.
This looks like a very default strategy here. Boostio is just gonna pop this lockdown. It's gonna allow them free control of the B site. No ultimates that can be used from Loud to deny this. They're not running a Brim.
You're exactly right, Josh. I should claim. Okay, that's dodged 2 years with the Omen ult. He uses it, evades capture. No command now. Rips his way through. 2 years does need help. Jorgamo, how's he found that one round? Spraying them down.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 drop to the knees, but res back up again. So 4 on 4. Rolling Thunder available. Kawazine lets it loose. Now you see it. The ult advantage is really paying off, but it didn't clear Boostio, but the guns do. An attempt from Jorgamo to answer back. It's only traded, but quickly put in. It stops once more. 2 alive still. Flash connects.
Out of charges.
Even can't see much. Com still needs to maintain control of this angle. Diffuse being stuck as well. Who takes the first contact? The stun to try and set up the peak. Pushes them off of it. But the angle still held once more. Aspas, he wins it. Players low does not matter. Loud. Looking in control of every single situation. Every twist and turn of that round.
What a play by Tui's. The dodge on the lockdown is phenomenal stuff there. Phenomenal stuff. Using his ult, cancelling it in the perfect moment. And Demon 1 expects it to be completely free.
Yep.
Completely.
Enemy remaining.
I feel like this entire map has been defined by what people have been doing after after the spike goes down. All of the skirmishes that happen in order to get teams into post plants, really that's just the prelude.
Knife deployed.
You can see the amount of rounds here from Loud just winning them on the retakes, just the diffuses. It's about that decision making. When the spike goes down, what areas do you fight over? And here's a bit of a task, isn't it? Skirmish.
That's the first time that EG have tried to go quick up A halls. And they force out the paranoia early on. They've used that kind of pressure for Boostio to get close. Boostio Demon want to tighten in the net right now.
Yep, trying to turn up the heat onto the players who are anchoring onto that B side, doubled up into tower, trying to maintain control of it.
I think Sadak got a jump scare there, didn't he?
Was not expecting Boostio to be that pushed up. A re-clearance ever so slightly.
They're kind of stuck.
Here.
Called for reinforcements, that's why 2 years is here. Viper's Pit is used. First signs of life now with the utility sailing their way through. Do EG still want to commit to this one? Even just sticking the plant down.
Yeah, because
They get into it.
they threw a recon dart in there, so they knew that Les couldn't be peeking.
No, couldn't be peeking yet. They still have control now of tower and spawn side. A play has to be made. Boostio, is he the man to do it? Fast lane, in his face, smokes. He's dodged it. Off to the side, away!
His gun was sticking through, I think.
And it gave him the timing. Aspas rips away the chance from Boostio. Maybe do the most of it. Spike, can it be stuck? Can it be diffused all the way? They're not even attempting it, not for now, but they're just taking the fight straight up to Com. And he can't do it. Not alone. White face, white swing. That's Loud up to 12. One step away, Josh, from sealing away the map. A map that we have not seen from them in weeks.
This entire split, hiding Fracture, banning it out, floating it towards the end, but never being required to play it. And now we see, against the best Fracture team probably that we have in Americas, EG 5-1 on this map. Loud are pulling them to pieces in this half. EG had 5 in the first half, got the pistol, won another couple, but the retakes, it's all been about the retakes for Loud.
These adaptations from this team have been nothing short of excellent. In those little moments where just any sort of decision can change it. Part of the strengths of running the Omen on this comp, you can see it right here. One-way smoke. But EG taking the north side now, already satcheling their way onto the side. Ethan trying to make the most of this. He's being squeezed, he's being pressured, he's nearsighted, he's aftershock. He has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. An attempt to save him, round the back to the side there. Les is also just making moves, holding down the Sam position. Boostio was trying to creep himself into a forward spot, into spawn, a face. 3-2-1 swing, that's what EG call here, but left now down. It's a 2-on-2. In the open, Com's reposition, was that spotted? Flash sails past his head, low enough, it's traded. Com's there immediately to answer, has the recon. Against the side, broken, high ground position. Les has been demonic and he continues to do so. Reluctance to take those fights as they do Aspas in a lot of capacity. So these are two guys that have now getting the chance to clash here in a playoff scenario on the big stage on a map that should be very, very good for the Loud sweep in that 2-0 fashion, but yet to be seen if that's still going to be the case.
And do remember that Aspas's rise up was quite similar to Demon 1's, came straight out of ranked into a team, had massive success early. Not exactly the same, but flutters of that. And this is an interesting round. EG have so many players stacked up on A, clearly reading that this would be an A pistol. It's what Loud love to go for most of the time, but Loud have changed it up.
And Ethan's now feeling it, isn't he? Market has been compromised, all that utility is being used. Loud are so quick to change up the timings of this one. Forced towards the back of the side. That spam, the spray. Sadak, how is he getting that one? Ethan still needs to be cleaned out, but Loud have no intention of this one. Instead of fight, and a call gets made. They're going to fight towards spawn. Mid also just being repushed. EG taking that fight too. And the door's being broken in the middle of all of this. Boostio's still good for 2, but he's brought down. And Les also follows up, making sure to clean out the rest of the players. Now, have they remembered that Ethan was here, that he scurried his way towards the back of the site? It seems likely. They're all the way onto the A site. Sadak jiggle peeking, spots it.
And Les is just waiting to collect this. Yeah, Sadak steals the right. Bren, that pistol round was so interesting. Loud love going for these A pistol rounds, so EG fake a shark attack, trying to drive the reactive pistol round push into A, where they have 3 players stacked. The tactic is so smart from EG, and yet Loud have a completely different game plan. They've swapped it up for this match, clearly putting a lot of respect on EG, not just running their default pistol. and instead going for a B split, which leaves Ethan in the lurch and gives Loud the victory early on. Very cool ideas.
From both sides, we'll see what kind of adjustments are made, but yeah. EG with that kind of preparation, trying to push Loud into them with that stack doesn't pay off, and now they're leading with that pistol round. Great beginning, money in their hands, but they might just be wading right into a stack. That's all 5 players over onto A. They're waiting for some sort of burst play. Drone now used. Maybe off the dash they'll use Dart, holding it, tag to the side. There it is, dash as well. Will there be the util now from EG? Trying to punish this one. Aspas into the close corner, nobody watching for it still. A right click will take him out, handing over the rifle. Paranoia sweeping its way across Jorgamo. He's picked up the upgrade, 12 bullets left. Can he do any more damage? Already taken out 3 bullets, but as the smoke fades, right out in the open. Easy target now for Loud, and they get able to salvage that Phantom, so it doesn't fade into the abyss for that one, carrying it into the next round for the third one.
That's 2 rounds in a row where EG have stacked A. Loud's offensive side does tend to favor the A bursts, 4-1, 5-person pops, but they're gonna have to show something a little different. They can't just keep going for this. So now that you get rifles on board, here's where my attention goes towards Demon One. Where is he getting set up? Are they saving for an operator? Do they want him to just take the rifle fights early? And he's over in A main. Nobody there again.
Flashbang.
It's Loud who are pushing away down deep into mid. Visual utility taken care of, looking to set up for the B split. This is very against the grain in terms of what Loud are usually liking to do. Looking up towards Boathouse, smoked off on their ground. They know they want to take a fight here. Aspas expecting something. Pop flash, blinded up. Aspas close to the corner. He does return the fire though. That's the BG barreling ahead. Les is there, making sure to stop them in their tracks at the same time as that. 2 years was hoping for the lurk play down towards Tree. Demon One, eager to take the fight to them. Dash to disengage. Les, he loses the duel. We haven't been saying that much. And Aspas is left alone in a 1v2 to do it all. Wide swing, it's called, it's made. Demon One not lacking the confidence to face his opposition.
And when Loud do go for those B site hits, you see them often put that pause in the middle of the exec. And EG found that moment in the middle as the tempo decreased for Ethan to pop flash Boostio into the site. Love that. Shows that they really understand the ebbs and flows that Loud are going to bring into the game on their attack side. But that was just a bonus. EG weather it. They're bringing a Bulldog in for the next, but otherwise, full weaponry on both sides.
It's definitely the style that Loud have been exhibiting for most of the time in the regular season playoffs especially, but a lot of fast takes the map control at the beginning, slowing it down around towards the minute mark. Seeing something similar here, just feigning like they could be splitting into A as the smoke start to get propped up. Blossoming and blooming, Ethan close, that's a dash online. Demon One can't face 2. Doesn't land the shots there. Aspas though is going to be taken out as well. Kawazin round the side, straight through main. He's not worried about any sort of attempt to fight back. The pop flash. Sadak. This has paved the way onto the A side. It's going to be that plant now left up to Boostio. He's got money to make a go of it. There's the first. Spots the second. Players are weak.
Seen him get some crazy multi-kill rounds.
Can he pull this off? Loud should have the discipline. It's faced and almost doable. Sadak shuts it down before Boostio can really get roaring.
EG are struggling to get the opening
just uses
advantage in these rounds. Did he really?
Yeah, I think he just unleashed it at the end.
Yeah, I mean, you see in the replay here that he's 2 away from it. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
That's a major tool that he's not going to have access to. That's just a misclick towards the end. You even see in the replay right there. Oh, and his reaction to
the
it.
end, yeah. His face lights up in blue.
Well, that is a major tool on their attack side that they're not going to have access to. But at the same time, EG really weak down onto that eco. And EG have kind of been struggling to get early advantages. Louder just taking all of the map control, getting into good spots. There's been a few times now that Demon One's had these peaks where he's got a chance to get his team up in the trades and ends up going down.
Loud are looking good to claim that 4th round on the board. Les just has full anticipation. He knows which way the pushes will be going. Spraying onto the body. Demon One a taste of his own medicine.
And it definitely feels targeted. They know that Demon One is a confidence player and a confident player. So trying to take him out and knock his mentality a little bit early on in the game could be a major win condition for Loud. It looks like he's going to take peeks down mid with the op early here. Ethan to support, break any recon darts, that kind of stuff. Put a bit of pressure tiles.
Okay, a bit of a pause though, so timeout for EG.
And that's a late one. That is a late timeout being called there. Only 8 seconds left in the round. So that's going to slow things down a little bit. This is the first round where we're seeing Demon One pick up the operator, but thus far hasn't really gotten massively activated. Got the final kill in one of their rounds a while back with a very confident wide peek, but other than that, we haven't really seen it from him. He had some major moments map 1 and has been essentially carrying them throughout the playoffs. But Brenna, I was a bit concerned coming into this match because I was just looking at how devastating he reacted to the dominant win they had.
It was a mixture of emotions, wasn't it, towards the end of their win?
An absolute maelstrom of emotions for him up there on the stage. Not being able to go to Tokyo with the rest of his team. And as you heard from the desk earlier on, Reformed has been playing Jet with them in scrims and is going to be reprising that role as they head into Tokyo. So yeah, it's very hard for a player like that to refocus on winning this regional title and claiming your spot as the first America's winner. But think about how incredible that would be for a player like Demon One. 2 months of pro play.
At this kind of level, at least. So it is that big step up, full avoidance. No one going to be sitting into his sightline. Loud go for the standard play towards on their attack side of Ascent. All the way through. Com seemed ready for it though. As soon as that dash was used, it's a spray down with the Odin. Rain of bullets shredding through a path, yet Loud not being dissuaded. They take the side anyway, towards the back, getting the plant down and setting themselves up. Kawazine down into hell. Aspas and Tia's trying to play together. Paranoia gonna be blinding a few of them, dropping down into the side boost. Yo, he's there! The rest of his team waiting, ready to receive the trade if it was necessary, which it's not. It's flawless. Everybody surviving, so at the back of the timeout. And that breather, really doing a good job on the retake.
Yeah, what a fantastic adaptation from EG. So they have Con there with the Odin ready to spam somebody down on the entrance, and then they play full retake on the A side and bunch everybody from Loud up into horrible, awkward, claustrophobic spots at Jenny and Hell. Com uses the dart to push Aspas and hold him in place. Then they use Paranoia that catches, I think, all 3 of the people on site, and they're ready for Les, who often plays this like mid or catwalk late lurk. Coming out of a timeout, another good piece of input from Potter. It worked like that on Fracture too.
Notice the positioning here. Okay, bit of a play being made. Hunter's Fury let loose, tags onto 2, force the updraft. That's Bass, doesn't want to be chained with the second one.
Hit Kalanzine too. A lot of damage.
Yeah, tons of damage, but no kill like they were hoping for. Now, EG are no strangers to little trap plays like that. They love to do it with a Hunter's Fury. Big tool.
This smoke in Demon One's face stops him from getting too much operator value. So the drone comes through. They're going to scout out this smoke and see if Demon One can set up a more aggressive angle. No, he moves over to B. That's a reaction to Kalanzine's drone being used.
Yep. 1 for 1, Demon. One still with that dash. Lockdown's there. He was playing B main early, anticipated they would try and go for this lockdown take, but Loud, there's a little bit more nuance being placed into this one, isn't there? With the Hunter's Fury being unleashed, there's nothing to really counteract it other than their own lockdown, which is now broken by their own ultimates used in an exchange. Looking to take that space. Bustio, how are you avoiding that? You're not. Tries to get out of there. Too much damage, too much util. Clearing out those spaces left. In the back of the site. There's no one there to watch this, so post-plant positioning gained. B main's controlled. It's going to be that reflank as well from Aspas. He's waiting for the right timing.
These post-plant positions look so much better than the prior round for Loud.
It's going to be a hard task for EG. Fragment nade, Paranoia, all the way forwards. No one clearing logs. It's traded. It's there. Still firing down towards lane. Dart doesn't see too much on Aspas's timing. We said it was going to be important. There it is. plays his life, backs away because they know Com is the last one left and he's trying to save that operator. Will not be able to do so. Twists and turns that Loud are able to just inject in a round like that. EG thinking they're one step ahead. I mean, I gotta say, I love the foresight. You know, they're trying to think ahead. Place Demon 1 with the op into B main because they know that the lockdown's really good there. And instead it's just Loud putting pressure elsewhere, forcing players to rotate and get out of those positions.
Yeah, they did one step ahead. Demon 1 just can't find where the action's going. He's a little, like 2-3 seconds behind the play, which puts him in a position where he just can't get anything done. Currently 2 and 5. And EG are really struggling to take control of the tempo.
Right back into it.
And this is a walk push.
Teams like to do this. There's a paranoia to try and set it up, but it only collects onto the one. Can Demon 1 pull off a miracle? Only the one before eventually taking out his counterpart. That Jet head-to-head as Aspas putting one in the tally.
But talking about taking control of the tempo, that's exactly what EG go for there. And now Tui's, with him down, they don't have any smokes.
Yeah, or at least trying to re-push that to the high ground position. Aspas still getting the one.
And if you think about it, Ethan's position now is majorly good. He always gets good info into mid, and he can play this door position. Loud have got to watch this. They have no smokes.
Yeah, no smokes at all. Still have to watch the angles. Jorgamo's there. Great work done. Still less. He does receive it. The operator exchanging his hands there, possibly prior when Aspas had the knives. Ethan does have an ult. But no command in this retake scenario. Not the greatest. Sadak with one of his own. That's taking the first contact. Sadak just swinging off of it. And it's safety in numbers. The IGL of Sadak as well. Hands off the kill, but he's like, I'm not pressing that again. No more fat fingers. I've got the no command. I'm not wasting it.
Good to see the players learning from their mistakes. Loud just look so incredible on this map. They're 6-0 in the season so far, and it shows no signs of stopping. They are brutally good at the attack side, which makes such a difference when it's a defense-sided map.
Me and you, Josh, feels like we're the official announcers for the coronation of Loud, paving their way towards the grand finals, isn't it? It can't be stopped.
Quite ridiculous. And Loud are no strangers to being in these kind of positions. They're one match away from the grand finals of VCT Americas. And Sadak has only ever, in his history of playing in VCT, lost out on one regional title. Every other one he's been able to claim. Loud themselves as an organization have 2 in Brazil, and they're looking for another. They're looking to be the first VCT Americas winners.
That's the difference, the Americas.
With those 3 regions combined.
All the strengths collected.
There were 8 teams that held titles in the old days, and this is your chance to become the first of the new.
Maybe set themselves up for a bit of a dynasty. Who knows?
In terms of regional matter, potentially. But what will also be at the back of Loud's mind is the chance of that globally too. Remember, this team's the champions, winners, finalists of Lock-In. And here they come on the attack again.
The A split with an ult command, Ethan. Up close, flash is lovely. I mean, he's blinded up, spraying them down. Stacked up the rest of EG, making sure to swarm the positions. He is placing that smoke as well. It gives him a little bit of safety. Teleport cuts it across. He's granted one, but not much else. Thrifty win for EG. They definitely needed that.
They've had one Thrifty win in each of the halves so far that they've played. One on either side of Fracture and now one here in Ascent that have kept them in the game. It just seems so difficult against this Loud team though when they're excellent at both sides of the map.
30 seconds.
Even if EG win out from here, it's still only even. But they've got to keep the belief.
Got to keep the belief there. Their attack side was quite good. I believe it was against NRG when EG were playing it on Ascent, but... Oh my goodness! Stash into the side, getting caught on the geometry.
We haven't really seen those misplays from Demon 1.
And Spustio who's caught in the corner. Util, everything being placed, the spam on top of it. Bullets raining. Bustio granted an easy exit to safety. Jorgamo with a response though. This repush is being watched for. There's multiple players holding the angle. Kawazine He hit the first shot, but the Odin's not good for those long-range battles.
And so Jorgamo makes the play that starts to even things out just a little.
Everyone's so weak. Close to the box. Shakhtar. Too close for comfort with players that weak. It could have brought anybody down, but
they have inflicted a ton of damage onto these Loud players.
Yeah.
EG has spread 1-1-1 around the map. Jorgamo's in a particular playmaking position again with his ult to try and reinforce someone else. There are ways that EG can still win this.
but it's all just gambles. Did they just see that? The crossing?
30 seconds left.
Ethan moving his way over towards B. 25 seconds left with Loud cutting noise all the way.
Cover going out.
It is going to be heroics, individual moments. Players are going to have to step up for EG. Smokes drop down. Ethan. Bit of spam with the Phantom. There's one. There's a second. Comma's there. Anchoring towards the back of the site in the teleport. Into it. Paranoid up. Time running short. Running low. 2 years. He's done damage, but he needs to get the spike down. Not a chance in hell. It's up to Aspas. He'd have to kill both of them. And they immediately realize it. EG. The two players left standing, Ethan and Jorgamo, they go in their separate ways. The percentage play to win that round out.
Scatter to the winds, and EG now pick up 2. One with an economy disadvantage, the other with a player disadvantage. They're still showing all of that grit that's led them on this Cinderella run up through the playoffs. Can they draw things level? Can they keep this going?
Zordis as well with Demon 1 without having those outlandish performances that he's been putting up over and over again.
Absolutely. I mean, if Demon 1 turns up at some point here, it could throw Loud another headache.
EG is still staying in it! That's a play as well. Take that one roughly out of the Leviathan playbook as well. The Odin spam from across with the dart. And they know that it's Loud who like to do a lot of those 4-1 defaults. Les was probably going to be alone in that position. The drone tags up, at least spots the 2 of them, and a refight. The call is made by EG here. They want to take and maintain control of main. The dart's pushing them back. It's a dangerous proposition. They're being sandwiched and squeezed now as well. Deep onto the side. Sadek's already there. He's gained that ground, but removed. A Demon 1! Speak of the devil. Speak of the demon. Just when we started saying he wasn't really showing up, he pulls out 3.
Great round from EG there, right from the beginning. You see a little tactic to generate them the first pick. And then all of that pressure puts Ethan into this spot where he's able to pick up the cap pressure and Demon 1 playing together with Jorgamo to control A main. The damage may have already been done earlier in this half. Lauda still on 6 on the Ascent attack side, but EG's recovery here has been supreme. 3 rounds in a row now, 1 away from tying us level, heading into the next half, where a pistol win could change the dynamic of this entire match, change the dynamic of playoffs.
Forcing Loud to take that timeout. Deep breaths now as well. Last round of the first half that they're opting to use this.
Yeah, just making sure that they can cement this final round. I mean, going forwards into the next half, I'm sure Loud feel very confident. It's defense side Ascent, they're really good there. They don't necessarily need Frod's input as much. They've still got another timeout there too. But ensuring that they fix up what EG are doing. And EG now are getting much more aggressive in A, if you notice. Jorgamo went for the hero play where he walked out A main quite a bit, and he walked out catwalk. Off any level of B pressure, Demon 1 and Jorgamo are starting to get really aggressive on A.
Yeah, this is a team, EG now. You can tell they're not paralyzed by fear, not like when Loud were playing against Furia. This is EG who are taking it to a team that are trying to claim that spots and well, Sadak. Bit of a misstep, a bit of a misplay. A lot of teams, a lot of players will jump spot that one just in case the operator's in play, and it hands Demon 1 an easy one. Aspas updraft over the top with the knives. He's spotted, he's taken out.
Spike down mid.
Lucio holding his ground, holding his space. Tap with a rifle. Not enough to reset to get the 2, but job still being done. It's a 2-on-2. Lucio re-exploring.
And Les was waiting for it. That's the adjustment coming out of the Loud timeout, I think. Really just holding for those kind of plays. Now, Les has Spike in mid. And Com is re-clearing A, and Tui's just too sharp. What a bizarre round to end the half.
Yeah, I mean,
very unusual, but it sends us to a 7-5 2-round lead for Loud.
I knew Loud were going to be dominant on this map. Pretty much for the entirety of the season, they've been in control when it's come here towards this particular staging ground, but EG have done well. Try and make it even, to bring the challenge to them. Full attention going to be on the pistol round for that second half. We'll find out exactly what's going to be occurring there, but obviously a bit of break in the play.
We head back on over to our casters.
That's the big question. Can EG mount that sort of comeback with the tall order ahead of them? Because Loud right now sailing ahead deep, potentially all the way into the grand finals of Americas.
That stat is ridiculous that Loud's core members have only lost on Ascent twice. They are undefeated on it here in VCT Americas. And EG are playing a bit of a slow pistol, but it's a 4-1 that at some point here is looking to explode onto Sada. Wow, he's so aware of it, just holding this nade out, waiting for anything here.
Grouped up. Will be util to try and stop them here. This is Loud. Also kind of stacked onto the side with Aspas and Tuyas holding close around the side to the box. It's got to be called. Demon 1. He's let it in. No one's dealt with Sonic, but eventually taken out, removed. Kawazine, a wide face. Sprays it with a frenzy.
Now, Loud have been running this defensive pistol
Spike
a lot,
planted.
and it looked like EG was somewhat ready for it.
Yep, somewhat.
It's got down into a 3v2 where Boostio seems to be the playmaker.
Doubled up, grouped up. Is there that clearance? A wide face and an even wider swing at that by less. Damage being done to them, though. They are low enough that it is still anyone's game. This pistol round is one that EG need to win the turret. Taking a bit of contact. Dart broken. A little bit of information gathered. You got to know it's a 1-2 face there, EG, and it's Ethan saving the day for them. The decisiveness in the moment there, not lacking it.
Ooh, ho, ho, ho. And the pistol comes out. Frankly, I think to save EG's chances here, because even though things are about to get drawn level potentially at 7-7, Loud should be favored on the defense side, and EG really needed that pistol round. We've seen them get pushed in some previous situations like this. What does that mid-rounding look like? How aware are they of how Loud want to play this map?
Full focus from EG on both of the extremities, B main, A main. Slowly taking it, not giving away too much. Lack of attention placed towards mid. Loud not opting to just really fully stack one area or the other. Instead, they've got this tight containment you can see on Cat and bottom mid. It's pretty spread, though.
And EG, you can see that they're approaching this with some level of tentative prodding.
Just trying to see where this util is being ran.
And Loud themselves only 6 rounds away from making it to the grand finals of VCT Americas. Any slip-ups could...
Demon 1 overstep himself. Oh, Aspas! He's got away with murder. Running him down. Demon 1 was not prepared for it. Kawazine to cover around the back as well. And 2 years pushed all the way deep.
Spike
It's fallen
down
to
mid.
pieces.
This is what I'm talking about, the slip-ups. They can't afford them.
Paranoia. It fades, but the shots still land. Precision and a thrifty win for Loud.
Absolutely gutting for the EG camp there. In some sense, that does even more economical damage to win the thrifty straight afterwards. The recon dart not being broken and Aspas getting away with that is ridiculous. As Loud's first thrifty of the series, and it comes at such a devastating time for EG. Loud have so much experience in these kind of moments, way more than, you could argue, even the other teams that are in this spot that are going to be playing later on today. Of all of these 4 teams, it is only Loud with a regional title already. The only other people, strangely enough, Ardis and MCE.
Quite interesting.
And they show you why in every round.
A full collapse. EG's attention towards A main. Either to collect some kills or maybe an orb. It leaves it up to Boostio, but no weaponry. Farah takes it. Less not lacking. That confidence, word of the day. Word of the last few days, it feels like, when we've been talking about Loud as a team. They've not been lacking it.
No, the only conversation we have about Loud's confidence is whether they knock their opponents.
Exactly. Now they've got this lead by 3 rounds on the defensive side, the favored half of Ascent. Map they have not lost yet this season.
And it's a bit of a scrappy Vi, Guardian and a Spectre in here, although Kawanzin gets his favored Odin online.
Aspas is taking a fight into mid. Double up draft in the play with the dash. Demon One, he contains it. He holds for it. Watching, but he's got to do so much more. Oh, what? There was a flash in his face. He dodges it and still kills 2.
Mechanics on this guy are just unbelievable.
That's just disgusting. I mean,
His team's going to need many more of those, though. This, remember, bonus round, Aspas, he only had a Guardian there as he flew at them over the top of tiles.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
he's still got 6.5K in the bank.
That's what I mean. Can you even call it a bonus round? I mean, the weaponry that they had coming into it was quite good, and they've still got the bankroll going.
Yeah, but it definitely is, because he's saving up to buy that operator in the next, right?
And this is the question we laid at Demon One's feet, you know, can you step up and stand up to a team like Loud, and they've been looking so dominant? Definitely shut us up pretty quick. Les is still alive.
They're thinking about his positioning.
Yeah, anchoring towards the back. He's going to get cleared. The
left.
smoke is annoying to deal with. Jorgamo just has to run and face it. That could have gone really wrong. Kawazin's still alive.
But they know where he is.
And he is, yeah, being hunted. His position there. Great angle to take.
Loud have plenty of cash to be able to buy up into this next round. Aspas certainly going to get an op online. Let's take a look at this from Demon One's position. He realizes where Aspas is, dashes backwards.
Oh, he was just fully blinded up.
Fully blinded up. What? Just spamming the angle where he expects them to be.
I gave him a lot of credit there. Rightfully so because of his prior performances. But yeah, that is just luck of the draw.
They do say it's better to be lucky than to be good. But I think Demon One, he's a bit of both.
Yeah, he's a bit of both. There's that operator. We were just talking about it, the money being saved up, so Aspas buys it, takes his first shot, first target. This is evened out though. Boostio was also taken towards B main. Kawazin a bit of spam. He's out in the open here. Wider position, wider face. Needs to be dealt with, and Demon One will do just that.
I love that. Very decisive from Demon One and Boostio, creating pressure on this side. As long as Jorgamo doesn't get caught here in mid, they've got chances.
They gotta know that this operator's online, but does Jorgamo just walk into it? He's holding towards Cat. Door still there. Now to no command. Ripping past them. Ripping through them. No, it's a white face. Doesn't expect it. Loud with a massive advantage in comp. So much to do here. No abilities to be used. Doesn't choose to fire at the knife. Doesn't want to give away his positioning. He doesn't know where the players could be swarming him from now. And how do you take it? Smoked off. Finally, he's got his abilities online, but he wants to hold the gun, wants to hold the rifle. That's where he's going to be finding the advantage. First kill, found, down. Smoke's blocking his line of sight angle. Just not winnable for him. And so Loud, they sail their way to that 10th round.
Only 3 away from making a grand finals appearance. One that they have been to many times before. Like I said earlier, Loud, the only contenders left in the bracket with regional titles under their belt already, which, to me, a major surprise. You know, teams like NRG, Finesse, never won one before.
It's wild, right?
Uncrowned kings of NA. Or Loud, they have been crowned. I mean, they have the largest crown from last year. Champions, winners, finalists of lock-in. Showing that form here in the VCT America's playoffs.
About to see what more they can do. This is Loud setting themselves up. They get the contact. They understand that the players are working away into main. There was a flash as well to set that one up. The Hunter's Fury, though, does not claim a kill.
They also got major information off the recon dart, and yet they're still keeping 2 players over towards A.
Maybe expecting it to be a quick pivot, but instead EG have no notions of that. They take their way towards the back of the side. Even a Hunter's Fury of their own to try and clear through into the back. It's a teleport. 2 years. He's reinforced them into the back, but he's holding his util out on Demon One. He strikes. Absolutely magnificent, but does not get the third. Most control still there. Pushed out of the position though. Boostio couldn't stand his ground. Not with a fragment nade at his feet. Aspas moves forwards. Line of sight angle with the operator.
Comms on a large flank through mid. He might be too late.
And this timing is so important for them. TP clearing all the possible positions. Holding deep into the smoke. Aspas wide out. Sees the jiggle, takes the shot, starts the shorty, smoke at his feet, needs to hide it. Knives now out, thinks it's winnable. Two players though on his position, doesn't hold it. He's looking for the easy shot, but he's lit up like a Christmas tree.
Well played by Com there and Jorgamo. Jorgamo's found so many opportunities in this map to make the unexpected play and to take a situation and throw Loud off. There he stands inside his smoke, dominates the interior of that, and buys time for Com to wrap around. That's Com's ult that you're seeing there to set up Demon One's kills, and then he is the final piece of the post plan with a recon dart to clean up Aspas. Well played there by the supportive players on EG. Demon One has an op on the attack side, peeking down. We could have an op clash in mid.
And a battle could take place. Drone clears it out. There was a chance. An angle was there.
Demon One just wasn't quite there.
One suppressed.
Cautious. Shots exchanged. Top side, bottom side. Into mid. Ethan looking to re-clear. He's close though. Side by side to Sadak with the judge. It could get scrappy.
Remember, the reason why EG's playing this one so cautiously, Loud won their previous Thrifty round.
Oh. Shots there. Sadak thought it could be gifted a freebie. Not quite. Has to back away now. With the shot of the judge, they should at least be scared of pushing this one. But Demon One, he just holds his ground. Nevertheless, confidence in his ability to remove it in case Sadak does take another peek.
They are still going into this area that Sadak is playing.
Which is crazy. I mean, this gun, even on the half-buy, the judge can just rip you to shreds if you're not careful to clear it out. Even if you are careful as well, sometimes people just pull off ridiculous
30
stuff.
seconds left.
Maybe Sadak can be the one for it. He hears it. He's granted the timing.
Spike down.
Sound cue was there. Now being pushed out of the position. Oh my goodness, and he's still got the shot off. Damage done to Jorgamo, unless just has to land the one shot. Demon One. Still holding towards heaven though.
Very aware.
He is getting it. Still time. Running short. We'll be able to get that plant. With a renewal now onto the state of the round. Leaves it up to Aspas.
Surely Aspas just has to save the operator. It's such a major tool for the way that Loud play their defense side on this map.
And the call is made. You can see just the way he's backing away with the positioning. And this is EG. Signs of life, bringing it all the way back on their attack side.
Absolutely.
Not quite all the way though. Still one more round to gain before they're even. But
it's been hard fought.
They are handing it to Loud, Josh. And this is a Loud that dismantled Furia a little bit earlier. They made Furia look like a premier team, look like us. And that's just credit to Loud as well. Sounds like an insult, but they are just that good. Oh, that's a bit unintentional though, potentially.
Yeah, definitely not what Com was looking for there, to go down to the spike. So that's a weird one, but I don't think it's going to harm their economy too much. They'll have people that are going to be able to drop. Puts them a little more on the edge. Great openings that Demon One is finding. He's still got that attack-sided operator though, and that's now something that Loud know about and can potentially plan around. I'm interested to see what the adaptation is. I mean, Demon One's probably not going to go for as many fast hits if he's going to be opping, but something that EG like to do is have Demon One op at the beginning of the round and then swap rifles with Boostio and have him op in the late round once the site exec comes through.
Yeah, he's no stranger to operating. In the past. Good early drone. Does spot Aspas's positioning. Now, EG looking to still go into where the operator was spotted. They are grouped up towards Cat. Do they have the util? Smoke drop down. It's pinged out though. Aspas, he's got the dash, and you know he wants to try and take this fight. He's waiting for the flash timing. No, not quite. Still holds it. Shot fired. Nade as well, supplements it, just pushing him back ever so slightly. A minute left on the clock. EG with a chance to really slow this down and take it in another direction.
All of Sadak's utility bought time for this smoke to dissipate, and now Aspas holds the line again. Mid was fairly empty, but Kawanzine is there, spamming with the Odin. This looks like a fake down mid into a cat push once more, which is going to allow Aspas to find value, unless he's locked down.
This is interesting, yeah.
Wow, intriguing.
Deep into mid. Wide peak, wide face. They know Aspas is still there. Has to get out of there, though.
What a commitment just to push the operator away.
Yeah,
30
huge.
seconds left.
Free clearance from Sadaki, tried to make a play.
Too early.
Yep, tail end there of the detainment, but nobody to face him still. They don't have that ground towards heaven. The shot darts trying to push them away. Lighting the players up, still holding it down onto a Kawazine. Look at this. Odin at play, Odin at work.
Almost caught Boostio with the shock.
It's causing a massacre with the damage.
Les has ult for retake, but they're only in a 3v4. And Com is on that sneaky late lurk through Cat.
This lockdown, though, has pushed them back. There's no tool for EG to try and remove it. No big ultimate. Team of one holds the line, holds the angle, is pushed back.
Here.
No players getting detained, but they are being pushed away from the side, and now that the positioning is noted, Aspas can hold it. Everybody corralled up into that corner, sticking onto the fuse. Aspas is going to be able to gain half, and he does just that. A bit of time now being bought here, but Com still the slide off angle. It's a 2-on-2. Watch for Com has to take a wider face. Jorgamo, he's left in it to do so much, and he doesn't quite take out less time. Is enough. 0.78. There's less. Who's the victor in that one?
How do they look so calm in a moment like that? I just don't get it. Les is unfazed. The way that EG played that round was excellent. They're going to take a timeout here and discuss strategy with Potter, but I liked everything they did. I think Demon 1 prodding early with his operator is fine, but just Loud win it in the 2v3 towards the end there. The way that they tap and immediately bait out the peaks and then win the duels. These players are so talented that even with all of the firepower of EG swinging them, Loud on an off angle still very favored there. Op and rifle in hand. EG did so much to get into a 3v2. And yet both lockdowns found work to create space. And Loud pull ahead. A 2-round difference. Exactly the same as what we had at the half.
So well fought. That's what the timeout's for now. EG looking for a way to even it up. But it's that player quality, Josh. You were talking about it. Loud, even when they shouldn't be favored, they just pull it out. All that experience made manifest in scenarios just like this into the playoffs, where if you win it, especially this match, you're in that grand finals for America's a chance to take that title. First one, potentially many.
Yeah, I think about how the history books are going to remember the early parts of Valorant. People are not exactly going to remember every single trophy, every single title. But the first ever winner of America's EMEA Pacific, the new system, people are going to remember that. You're going to cement your place. And it looks like Loud are playing with that kind of fury.
That playoffs form, double face onto Cat. They spotted where Aspas is with this operator. Drone now going to be used. That's going to be the goal of it. It's broken with a flash early, so they don't know that Aspas is deep onto this angle, and it's so unusual.
It is great, though, for spotting A splits. The spike for EG over towards B, though, to begin here. And no real mid pressure. So it looks like in this round, I mean, by virtue of where the spike is, probably going to end in a B pop, but to be honest, is much more likely to just be a 5-player pop in any direction, rather than giving Aspas an opportunity to fight this. How long does Aspas stay in his spot before deciding to rotate out?
Knife Fuse doesn't spot anything.
Can Jorgamo get into backside here with an ult?
Might be the plan.
Kawanzin's pretty far forward.
Yep, he's letting loose the smokes though. With 35 seconds left, there has to be a play to be made here. Lighten them up. No one breaks the dart. Kawazine was offered a chance. An opportunity. Cancel the ult though, clearing out through into the back of the site. EG have got to make the moves.
And this is everything for EG. They forced into this.
No way!
They're ripping them down.
Shreds them. Can Demon 1 do the most once more? Into the site. Plan starting to go down. Sadak, he's got a judge in this. Can he pick up a rifle anywhere? Not too certain of it. Trying to take this retake into B main. Aspas. The watch for the knife. He misses. Dash still alive, still active. Aspas could take another go of it. But Jorgamo, he knows he's being crunched, squeezed. Every single position inside the smoke. How is he evading all of this in a movement of Aspas? He survives.
Has the time ticked enough? Has he bought enough time for Demon 1 and Com?
Com solo. Dart sails his way across, but actually misses. Wanted that a little bit closer. 3 HP and a dream. How can he possibly do this? One shot lands, but he's up against Aspas. 6 bullets left. A tap onto it. Time. It's running so low. I think Com has done this. He has indeed. What a time to pull out a performance like that. No easy targets granted to the final boss. And EG still staying in this one.
That round meant everything to EG. They forced up stingers. 3 players, I think, had stingers in this round. And that recon dart is so different to the others that you would usually throw towards that site. It lights people up as they go towards the spike.
I think that's a correction from me, because I thought he was intending for the top of the sign as they were trying to come in, but...
That's just the flavor that Com has. And think about this, that time, the time that he won with, bought by Jorgamo, flailing around in B main.
On 3 HP.
And it puts Loud down onto a weird buy. Sadak walls first. As EG, with rifles in hand, an economic advantage, might be about to draw this level at 11-11.
But do they rush into this? All the players are here, ready and waiting. It's Loud looking to try and claim. They showed at least 2 of the bodies. There has to be a pivot, surely.
It's shaky. I mean, Demon 1, he lost the duel with the turret there. That's not what you expect to see. EG need to take a deep breath, calm themselves. Remember that these players are inexperienced. They're on a Cinderella run right now.
I felt like they might have wanted to rush into this. They continue to do so. These shorties have been the bane of the existence of a lot of players so far this season, this split.
They're regrouping over towards B. They've sold it. Everyone on Loud has taken the gamble to try and group up on the A side.
I do like this from EG.
Kawanzine still has a recon dart though. That could be deadly.
No dash for Demon 1 to get into the site. Nanoswarms are there fading. Kawazine just with the Sheriff. Gonna look to try and take a timing here. Fragment made. Where did that one land? Not too certain. Need to get themselves into the site. EG are cautious with it. Slow going. Maintaining B main control though. Com needs to be the difference maker.
If he goes down and gives a rifle, it could be devastating for them. Kawanzine nearly got it.
He's caught though. There needs to be that bailout, and well, Demon 1 might be the guy to do it. Deep smoke. Reposition from Com. It grants him that. No cheering through the smoke, please. There we see it. Demon 1 still holding it, landing it. 4 kills, flawless. Everyone surviving, but that was on a knife's edge.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die in. Let's win and get out of here.
EG, what a return in this map. Mimian was talking about it on the desk, how well they've improved their attack side on this map.
My ultimate.
But I did not expect them to come out all guns blazing like this. They won the pistol and lost the follow-up. And in the last 5 rounds, they've won 4 out of 5. With their attack side, they've been able to just push Loud in such uncomfortable spots and knock them down onto multiple ecos. Multiple thrifties. Loud have only ever lost a scent to Optic and Fnatic. You saw the stat earlier. Loud do not lose here. The home ground of home grounds, the most one-sided map that we've seen in so long. Utter dominance here. And Fraud's going to take a timeout to ensure that that stays the same. What an elite group that would be for EG to join. Can they do it? Demon 1, by the way, up to 25 kills so far. First half was quite quiet from him. Very quiet.
He's come alive.
With the op of all things on the attack.
Yeah.
He's mostly been opping.
I mean, that fire lit underneath him. 11-11. That's the scoreline we face. Loud. Not many more chances to wrap this one up in a clean 2-0, as they were hoping. It's EG. Scrappy upstarts is what they feel like, but can't really call them underdogs, really, at this point.
They've proven they deserve in the conversation for these kind of matches.
Yeah.
I think we deserve an overtime.
We've had a lot of those recently.
Com with a Hunter's Fury here. So this ultimate, extremely powerful to use for an A split and put pressure on people holding tree. That's not where Sadak and Tui's are, and Sadak also has his null command that could cancel it from Com. How do the ults get played? Demon 1 goes for a peek again. He's been so good at landing those and putting his team into 5v4s.
Dash was blocked, but it's put the fear of God into some of these Loud players. They immediately back away, holding towards the back of the site. The smokes will drop down in the middle of all of this. It makes it feel like they could have been moving EG into that A split, but just holding it.
I like the
side of Ascent really getting pushed and pulled and tested with the mid-rounding for EG.
Yeah, Sadak threw a 0 point there that found out Demon 1 and Ethan still over towards Catwalk. So there's still 3 players around A, and Demon 1 is contacting in. Now the true recon dart. And
here we see it. Yep, Hunter's Fury. Far enough distance away. He doesn't want to see it getting cancelled by that no command. Sadak ended up using it.
It's a fake.
Yep,
They're
fake.
going on a B split.
All the way through. Aspas, though, he's holding down B main. And he takes out the first challenger. A reposition with the dash. This is getting awkward. Demon 1's still there as well, holding that one, but there's time not available to them. Taking it out towards the back. It is traded. Aspas also out of it. Not in the fight. A wide face by Com. He's feeling confident, and time is there. But Demon 1 brings him down. Kawazine was hoping to try and punish. And this is a 2v1. 2 years left alone. Dash back online. Demon 1 repositions, playing with the best. Playing with Boostio, side by side now, holding towards the back. Close up onto the box, 2 years trying to go for the spam. Into the position, smoke, cuts it up. Demon 1 can only play one angle, but that's all he needs. EG, 12 to 11.
Match point.
1 round away from taking us to bind. Utterly unknown territory for Loud. We have not seen it all throughout Americas. And this caused chaos. Boostio's called a fake here that has created anarchy in the Loud camp. Players running around not knowing which spots on the map are being held whatsoever. And what a perfect time to call a strategy like that. Using Com's ult to fake on A.
Get out of my way.
This might be the hardest round yet. Plenty of ults for Loud. Still danger in the round as well.
And yet the economy's so poor. 2 Bulldogs, a Spectre and a Guardian.
Knife tags into less.
Flashbang.
He have his util up. Flash now pushes Demon 1 forwards. Gives him a chance to take the fight here with the Blade Storm, but this slide off angle by less. Maybe he can do some work. Aspas as well. He's pushed all the way through. He's waiting for that flash. Updraft, he spotted it. Jorgamo's there. All the way to spam into the corner on the knives. They've got a miss, but he gets out of there and it's being covered. 2 years adjustments were necessary, but he couldn't reset the aim. Aspas! Updraft to survive. Time running short now, this mid-rounding. Again, the pressure is being applied.
And strangely, it's Loud that seem to be crumbling.
Keep taking chunks out of them. This fight's being taken and offered all over the map right now. Anyone's game. 45 seconds left. The ult expended. A double face. Let's take the fight anyway. And the B site is cleared all the way through. No one to hold it. Hunter's Fury. I mean, okay, listen. It's the final round. You might as well use it.
Spike planted.
Catches a tag, but no more. What a disadvantage. This should be EG on the precipice.
1 enemy.
2 players left. Aspas with the 1 eventually removed. Kawazine, only the Guardian. Spam the damage, it connects. But so much to clear, all these angles to watch for. EG on the brink. Hunting Loud, their first defeat on Ascent this season. Time ticking away, and EG, they know. They don't have to give even an inch. No opportunity granted. Footsteps, Kawazine feeling it. Has to swing wide. It's shut down like that. 13-11. We are going to map 3.
So playing with a judge a lot of the time on Ascent. He hasn't even been warming his aim up. And he's out here on Chamber. All right, let's take a look at it. He obviously does still have the trip to work with, not buying it in this round. He's bought a
Sheriff. He's got a Sheriff. He doesn't care about util.
I mean, he might not end up really being the difference maker. It may end up being people like Les and Aspas.
Box and screen down.
Les might start to get squeezed here. Common enough position for Vipers to play. Try and set their team up. Across the map. Snakebites, I believe, already expended here. Loud taking control.
There's the value of the Chamber, actually. Can take early contact on the attack side and still get out to safe spots. I see actually more value for Chamber on attack than defense on this map.
Oh, here we go, though. Full switch up, all the way through the TP. Shower's control given. Oh, Oh my
Nearly.
God. Yep, nearly. Boostio has got a hell of a task. With the ghost there, not enough to reset, to wrangle the weapon that was in his hands with two. It's pivots on pivots. Another TP, another exchange of it, and Les is there to capture them. Pissed around for Loud. That is just pure pandemonium.
Give me more of this. Upper bracket final here. EG Loud, final map. Being pushed into positions I didn't know were possible. These two teams, they want it. I mean, you can see with everything they're going for, the speed they react with, the comps that they're bringing out. They want this spot in the grand finals. They do not want to have to go back through C9 or NRG in order to win this title.
Yeah.
So Loud get a chance to buy up a little bit. They go for 3 buys, 2 pistols to make sure they have a really dangerous bonus coming up. And Sadak's going to try to control showers. He has that trip, the trademark, over in market. So that makes a lot of sense. That's standard. But he's tethered to it now in a way that you never used to be because it's range limited.
Yeah, Chamber used to be a little bit more freeing than that, but
Now it feels like you're on a leash on the attack side. Much more like a Killjoy.
yeah, even with the trip as well, have to stay in range of it.
Besides which, that's not even the trip that people used to use.
No.
I mean, he's put that one in market
Blinded.
at top short so that he could play showers. People can still flank around cave.
Maybe give a bit of safety as well to Les, who is usually holding the short push.
Meanwhile, we're all talking about the chamber. There's 4 players grouped up by Loud in B long.
And Com taking the first fight, the first contact. Sadak, oh, open up wide. And now they're going to be crunching all the way through the teleporter. That's your own nade.
Uh-oh.
Enough damage done. Shot still lands, though. You've got to brush this one off.
30 seconds left.
Spike planted. Extra money awarded.
Allowed proactive in the post plant. Do they go and take elbow? What? They do not realize how quickly Jorgemon could be up there. I don't know why.
Yep.
There was a hookah crunch. They could have wrapped long.
There.
All the way through. Wasn't quite watching it. Now a nade to rebound and rebang Loud. They make the call a little bit earlier here to refight for that elbow control. But guess what? Nobody is there. They kind of just,
Right there.
again, swapped around the positionings of the map. Shots one after the other here. Aspas is low. Moving forwards into it. Jorgemo's classic. It's doing so damn much. It is planted for backside though. Satchel.
No time.
No time. The right clicks.
Last player
It is
standing.
so expensive. And everybody's going to be going out here regardless of what is the outcome. Now Aspas, plenty of kills, but nothing saved into the next.
Now, having said that, Brett, Sadak is still going to have... I mean, one of the advantages of running the chamber is that, in theory, he could still be decent with the Headhunter. He has a little bit of pocket money saved up. And you also saw, obviously, Les 2E's not invest into that round, only with pistols. So they're going to be able to put something together. And Louder in the lead right now. EG... I would not be surprised to see them take quite a number of early timeouts. Maybe even 2 in the first half, just to get a read on what Loud are doing.
Blinded.
Yeah, because this composition is so unusual.
Which is weird, because it used to be the standard comp. But it's strange now because of the chamber nerfs.
Just that one change can adjust everything, Jorgemo. Should have been a freebie with that fight. Nobody was watching him, yet the shots didn't land on the head unless he just whips it all the way around. Sadak lurking deep into the site it's contained.
Concealment.
A very aggressive swing as well from Com. Com, the player for EG, sometimes put on star player man-marking duty. Goes for the wide swing, takes out Aspas. He was extremely pivotal at controlling Marved and controlling Ardis in previous big matches. And Louder just grouped up towards short here.
Yeah. Call is made just to cut the noise and try and hit now towards 45 seconds still. Have that Trailblazer. Smoke splitting up onto the side. Boostio. Oh, holding close to it. Him and Les. Could be a fight. Yeah, it's a flash re-swing and a re-face, but no rifle for Les.
Spike
Does
down A.
obtain the
30
upgrade.
seconds
Back in his
left.
hands now. Spike can start to get planted. It is 2 versus 3 though, and the back of the side towards A is still in control of EG. Holding on to it with Kawazine as low as he is. Anything will bring him down.
No major pieces of utility here for them to work with, although Les does have Some snake bites potentially for post. I think they'd want to play with rifles out mostly.
Yeah, EG taking their time with the clearance, making sure that all the corners are going to be theirs. Vital wall now up. Ethan starting to stick towards it. Gets half. Snake bite though, that'll bring him down with the extra bullets. The damage was done. Another tap onto it. Forcing out the util flash play. Kawazine, 1 HP and a dream. And it's materialized.
That is incredible from Les and Kawazine. I talked about how little utility they had to work with. Les used both of his snake bites and spammed to buy time for Kawazine's flash to come back up. They had to wait for so long for Kawazine to even get that guiding light that he used to burst through the Viper wall. What a play, what a post plan, and a bonus that's been pulled out of nowhere, made from scraps in a cave.
EG looking for a chance now to offset that disadvantage in the economy. They are running it straight down towards short. The snake bite, that is interesting. Lands at the feet there, the evacuation attempt all the way back. Regrouping with the rest of his team, so Les still alive.
It's a nice lineup, a nice idea actually. It also lands on a potentially like a favored trademark spot.
It's giving up a lot of space. Sadak spotted out. Looking deep, a call's made. Yeah, they want to try and actually contain these players because they know that EG avoid their way. Rolled their way into the middle section of the map. That Seeker, there was no alert on the screen. Abustio did not know that he was going to be latched onto near-sighted. And of course, does Loudy jump on that chance. Close to the wall now. Com, you can hear the footsteps. Moving forwards, no one clears it. How does he not get one?
Rough. He could have been in a position to make something happen there. Instead, Les moves forwards.
So deep, Ethan.
And Ethan running, trying. EG are going to get picked apart.
Damage. Oh my.
I like the idea, but Loud have generated so much momentum at the start of this. That win in round 3 could be devastating. These kind of situations can spiral out of control because people get close to big ultimates. The Seekers are silver lining for EG, used in this round, but they still have Pit. Orbital Strike's about to come online. Showstopper. These next rounds are going to be more difficult potentially than EG had bargained for.
Thank you.
Make the decision now to put an operator for Demon 1, so maybe to stop some of these plays that are occurring. The contacting in, Sadak has been doing quite a bit of that towards Showers. Trailblazer broken early enough. This is just to set Demon 1 up. I don't believe it spotted him, but there is no intention from Loud to even look at that area of the map.
Loud were excellent on Ascent at getting away from Demon 1's op when Demon 1 was on the defense side. It was his attack opping that got the value.
Oh, it's repositioned. Making his way over towards a Trailblazer and a swing. Okay, lovely stuff. Right through the Showers there, so Boostio with the re-clearance, and with that space theirs, blinded up. Reposition the Team 1. Is it going to be notified? Showstopper. Where do you fire it? Where do you land it? Into the corner. No damage, no kill. Aspa survives on 10 HP.
And Giacomo dies for that?
What? I mean, just insane. And everybody's getting out of there. Loud like, okay, well, we've done enough damage here, but do they expect this? Ethan.
What a spot for Ethan to be
pushed through a deep corner. Normally you want to clear this one. They're making all the noise in the world because they don't have much time, and Ethan is calling it now. Guys, they're going to B. Got a bit of a squeeze, a wrap. Come on, full rotation. They're actually lurking. They don't want to make it. Noted. Com close to the corner. Can't get 2. Only the 1. And traded. Plant starting to go down here for Loud out in the open. Head just peeking over. Throwing it down through the wall. Ethan doesn't get the kill, and it's giving him this Viper's put to play in.
What a missed opportunity there.
Well divided.
Tap onto the defuse. Cosmic Divide cuts its way through. Orbital Strike as well. It's just layering the ults one after the other. Kawazine trying to push through the wall there, trying to make the most of this, and still up top, over the top. Demon 1, they are all over the place. EG sticking it. Ethan gets half. It's anyone's game in the 1v1. 1 damage, 1 point. Not enough.
What redemption from Ethan. Misses the opportunity early on to take off to his head, but responds at the end with a 90-degree flick shot.
And he is calm in that scenario. I mean, there's no reaction from him. On the opposite end of that could have gone in any direction.
But I think, Brent, one of the reasons there's very little reaction, take a look at the economy. It has been ruined. Only 1 player survived for EG there, Ethan, in that clutch. and it means that they've got a really rough buy. It looks like they're going to force
and break it.
2 rifles,
This is
Blade Storm,
weird.
2 judges.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean-
EG have got to work with.
This is bizarre.
Stim beacon down.
I never want to count out EG though when Demon One's got the knives. Blade Storm holding down showers alone. The call is made as well to try and stop them from pushing through into short. They're disrespecting it close to it. Jorgamo! Man, what game are we watching? What a play! What is that? Tactical shooter in the title, but all the utils doing the work and the shotgun's on top of it. Damage is done, spraying them down.
Strike down
They
A.
lined up for him. Absolute mockery of the state of it. Sadak trying to salvage that. Not a chance. And just when you thought there's going to be EG on the back foot with no money to work with, they do that.
Take notes, Sadak. You need to be playing Raze if you want value out of the judge. The movement there. And the fact that Les ends up actually dying to a snake bite. Then Jorgamo gets an upgrade and 4 in the round. What a performance. Jorgamo and Boostio looked spectacular last time we saw this team, or the last, couple of times that we've seen them on Bind. They've been pretty decent on this map.
Op for Sadak. I mean, this Viper Wall cuts off the angle. It's not really favor taking a fight there, and still that pressure is applied by Loud towards B Long.
Demon One was playing this off angle a lot in their game against Cloud9 with rifles, with ops, and Les has got his way into
Oh,
laps.
it's a deep
Jorgamo on the
look.
re-clear.
Does he clear this corner?
Yeah.
Les, no, doesn't expect it. Timing was taken, and Les is so good at that. Jumping on those chances. Maybe even crack the site wide open. He wants to push all the way forward. It's an Astral Thorn. Boostio, lucky to still be alive in the middle of all of this one. Snake bite there, can't quite. Wrangled a shot, wrangled a crosshair. Spike starting to get planted. A bit of spam in the right
Spike
place might just do it, but no, it doesn't get disrupted. And so into the post plant we go. Loud still there with a showstopper. Does he see the head? Spotted. Yep, the splash damage wraps around, and just unsure of how he really got that.
That is some Raze knowledge, knowing that you can get the splash off the top of that new box. Cowan's may well end up falling. Oh, Ethan misses his chance and doesn't want to give away the rifle besides. But let's talk about a couple of adaptations that Loud made here. So EG are not really using major pieces of their utility like a Boombot or a Trailblazer to re-clear when Les puts his wall up. So Les has realized that he can get into lamps. And EG just have to clear it by taking that fight. Not only that, but I feel like Loud have also got a very good read on the way that Boostio plays Astra here. He is so aggressive. Anytime the plant is tapped, anytime he feels like he's got a timing, he's gonna go for a swing. So this is what I'm talking about the first time. Les getting down here without any utility, and this is the second one.
Yeah.
Cowan picking off Boostio, ready and aware for that kind of swing to come through. Cloud9 was getting ruined by that. They were going for the taps, and Boostio was swinging out and claiming 3. Loud look like they are ready for it.
Heavy
aware
read.
of it.
Yeah, heavy
Time to
read, heavy
mobilize
awareness.
my pack.
Done the homework heading into it.
Demon One moves the op to shore.
Look out!
Don't get in my way.
I just pit dropped down, laid down towards B. Longless on the ankle.
Big shutdown.
And it was up to him to try and contain that. If he ended up falling, he would have dropped the spike into the lap of EG. They could have played around it. But he wins his fight, he wins his duel. Such an important one.
Go get him.
With the operator taken down, it looks like Loud want nothing to do with the Viper's pit. Jorgamo's going to blast pack away.
Bomb buddy out.
Loud may think that that was a bit of a bait play. They may still check Cubby and be wary of Boostio's position. They're just going to cautiously, slowly take shore control here.
Maybe the goal with the 50 seconds that they've got in this round is to pull some of this util out. They're just contacting, and well, there it is. First few bullets don't quite land, but Covington does get the job done. A little bit scrappy onto the high ground angle. Ethan
Spike
aware
planted.
that Aspas could be playing up there. Call was made in the middle of all of this, but still the spike is planted. And in this post plant, gotta feel and think that Loud are favored. These snake bites, they were sent seconds before in the round, actually. Long range from B to try and disrupt this one, but the call came in a little bit too late. With Boostio falling, it's up to 2, but he still wants to fight this. Only Com left alive. You just got to think about saving, and that's exactly what he has to do here. So Loud, working their way up now. They're going to get that 6th round.
Really good momentum early on in this map for Loud. Ethan has talked... Oh, okay.
Wait a second.
Just trying to trap a player in here. Oh, and he ends up losing the rifle. Devastating. Ethan's talked in interviews recently about this EG team internally putting a heavy focus on stamina and the ability to actually keep up their performance over the course of a BO3. If you think back to when these two teams played in the regular season, the first map was a 13-3 win on Split for Evil Geniuses. And then the final map, a 13-0 loss for EG. It was iconic. It was a bizarre match. Now, we're not seeing that same crazy level of swings, and EG really seem to have honed the stamina. But could that same thing be cropping up here? It feels like Loud are just pulling away at this point.
We said this before in Ascent, EG were able to win. But it came through off the back of just those miracle rounds when they had the Thrifties backs against the wall. Maybe they can do something similar here.
I gotta say as well, I'm not seeing the value out of the chamber particularly, but it hasn't been the defining factor in the map. Maybe it will be on defense side, but it's been much more about how Les has been controlling things and they've got themselves into A.
Wow, Shorty. Satchel as well, an unfavorable fight for Com to take. Almost unlucky, actually, to not get a pick there. The full kit of Aspas being used. One more Satchel if you wanted to try and explode out into the site, but the spike has been dropped down pretty far back, has to be reclaimed. While this reclearance happens on the other side of things, that's EG lurking their way through. There it is, fight taken. Towards the back, another nade granted towards Aspas. Wants to strike, jumping through, teammate got his back.
I wonder if EG are going to make an adaptation at any point to try and push. I feel like there's still something in the back of their heads for EG, which says we can't push against chamber comps. But actually, I really feel like you can. You look at where Sadak is putting down his trademark, and you look at how, I mean, at the moment, he's playing over towards B long. He's not going to be able to keep that alive. Keep it active. I'd like to see EG get a little more aggressive on some of these areas. At the moment, though, just getting hounded. Demon 1 loses to Bulldog, but they've still got enough to buy for next.
Yeah. What's the goal of this? Flawless. Loud. Everybody alive. Ultimate starting to build up. Reaching that critical mass. And maybe we will start to see a bit of that aggression, Josh, that you were talking about, you know? That fear at the back of their mind about playing against the chamber, but...
Because at the moment, to me, Brent, it just feels like Loud are being able to take all the map control they want, as long as they fend off that operator and any level of like early prodding from Jorgamo. It feels like at the moment, EG have a two-pronged kind of probing on their defense. It's not set up big explosive plays, but Demon 1 gets pushed onto an angle and Jorgamo will play aggressive in a spot, but he's not being able to clear areas and give information to his team. And once both of those players get pushed back, EG don't really have a response. At that point, it just becomes a Loud exec and they're getting rolled over. Yeah. We haven't really seen EG be able to retake. We haven't seen them have advantages early on. Loud are just systematically choking them out.
Starting to spiral. There needs to be a turn of events, a change of the tide of it, because so far, Loud in control. Even with Sadak sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard, he's currently 0-6. I mean, you can see it on your screens.
I'm telling you,
the chamber, it doesn't feel like it's doing much. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like it's doing much.
The only advantage to the chamber might be psychological, in the sense of EG don't think that they can clear these areas out fully on defense.
Maybe we look towards Demon 1 to have a bit of a step up, currently sitting at 2-8.
And Sadak actually does have the op in his hands right now. He's not known as an op player, but it does kind of make sense with him playing chamber right now.
Very similar.
It looks like they're anticipating some kind of showstopper play down short, which is why he's picked it up to go for the one-shot body shot.
Yeah, I mean, Loud have not adjusted their attack side default really too much away from this. 3 players pushing towards B. Trailblazer used. It's a good nade. Nobody called that one. Kawazin could have been taken out, but...
That's pretty decent, though. It helps EG maintain control of B long. And so far, the map control game has just been going all the way of Loud.
And this is literally just a mirror of what was occurring for a couple of rounds now. Snakebite, though, breaking the boom bot. Not going to get that clearance. Ethan now gets to use his own dog for a bit of that mid-round information. Doesn't see too much, but oh my!
Sadak!
TP's close! The flash in his face, Kawazin! He strikes, he moves forwards. Showstopper, rocket off the back. It's an easy one. It's collected. Still a chance for a bit of a pivot through the TP, but instead they push forward. Sadak taking a fight as well. On top of it, Team 1, assuming he got the kill. Smokes dropped down at his feet. Just a reposition, not granted the chance.
Spam through and Loud in the 3v2. The
Molly.
the Molly good to push them out.
Plant's going to be able to get off
Spike
here.
planted.
Bit of damage just from that.
Sadak should be able to watch these positions as long as the Viper Wall stays down from less.
Still only 2 alive, though.
They've smoked him off, actually, from holding that spot.
Noted again. The reposition with a TP close to the corner. Sadak misses his shot. It's a face, and it's a spray down. What can happen in this one as the wall gets dropped down? Damage done. Players weak. 4 bullets. Com with so much to do. Can't land it. The right click's not blessed with it. It's less with 3 in the round to bring Loud all the way to their 8th.
Sadak is out here having a jolly, getting carried by his team.
He is not hitting shots, is he?
It's unbelievable.
He's had so
actually.
many chances and he's not hitting anything. It is just all the rest of his team.
I mean, even more credit should be given in this to players like Les, Cow, and Z. I mean,
Yeah.
look at him. Like, good work, guys. Good work.
Keeps deadlifting.
This is working so well. But genuinely, the idea of the comp and the coordination that the rest of the team has, it is working perfectly. EG haven't had an answer. They've come close. And Sadak, tour de force online.
Again, will we see that putting the fear into them? Working his way up towards B-Long onto the angle. Reposition here. A lot of EG grouped up, at least 3 players willing to stop this. But he ults a building for Loud. All he needs is a chance, and so does Demon 1. Crosshair in the right place. Got a reaction store with the Guardian. Does he want to try and take another go of it? All the way pushed forwards. Damage. Bullets rattled the pull. On top of it, the damage surely being done. No way. Com goes down. Sadak got his kill. Applause all around.
And he gets another.
There's a second. No goose egg inside. Won't be finishing the map with that regard. Ethan.
Standing.
A chance to
Spike
equalize a
down,
chance to
B.
even. But brought down. As Lauda took their time with it, but they'll be able to get this plant here. Boostio. Does he still want to go for this? I mean, it's a heartbreaking scenario. Saving with the Guardian never feels right. And he knows the 2 rounds left. Might as well go for it. Recall smoke. Just to feign that he's crossed. Lovely work. Clearance onto that. Knows that the angle's been pushed up onto a double face. TP reposition. Kawazine. Capitalize.
Last round before the switch.
He looks pained.
Ah, he got his kills, though. He got his kills.
He got his 2.
And actually, he's being quite intelligent in terms of where he's putting his trademark. He's always got it kind of close to the team. You can see it on the mini-map there, just to stop people coming through market and peeking behind. It's not a fix-all, this chamber trip, but it is creating some peace of mind for Loud. And you can see how they're so focused forwards. Credit to Sadak, though, having fun in this situation. This is the match that qualifies them to the grand finals of VCT Americas. Both teams have been giving it 100% in the first 2 maps, and they still are here. But Sadak realizes he's got a little bit of room to have fun.
Last round of the first half.
And EG, this is desperate territory. It is a little reminiscent, Bren, of that regular season match where the stamina just seems to have run out for them. There are some good individual moments, but as a team, they just can't come together to be able to find the right game plan to punish Loud.
Running out of gas. The orb was gained a little bit earlier there by Demon 1. Lucky not to go down to the random burst of bullets. Anticipated. Now making footsteps and all the noise in the world. It's Loud. Setting themselves up for the A split. 4-1 setup. There's Util to try and stop them in their tracks, but now the showstopper into the back. Oh, up close! An exchange there. That's what's going down with a ship, but I think he'll be happy with it. Just that 1-for-1 and space granted to them. They get the plant down. Sadak in the back of the site. Does he even have his rendezvous down?
Nope.
It doesn't look like it, does it?
He's still got it available. He hasn't used it.
And he doesn't really want to use it. He wants to hold it, but a flick to the side. That's quick reactions. Viper's Pit, Cosmic Divide. Throwing something new into it.
Les is so good in these spots, using his snake bites late. Buying time for 2Es to come through showers.
How do you clear this? It's got to launch absolutely everything into it. The molly as well. It's late. 2 years delaying even more time. He's pulling out the iPad. Not the time for it. Demon 1 running forwards. Brought down nevertheless. And it is less, speaking of him. With the judge, 10-2, being that scoreline at the first half.
Switching
This
sides.
is sheer domination.
And so far here today, Les has been my MVP. He just looks sublime. The form that he's brought to playoffs and the way that he controls all of the pace, slowing EG down, stopping them, paralyzing them. They can't do a thing against him. He is dominating. 7.
Get up here on the back half of Bind as we go back one more time over to Bren inside show.
Yeah, I mean, just a one-sided affair so far. Sadak clearly carrying his weight. You know, listen, all the credit to him.
My
He's
goat.
feeling it. My goat. My
goat.
goat IGL. But, you know, listen, there's a lesson here as well. This guy is so accomplished across the board. And he wants his chance as well in that Grand Finals of Americas to get another one under his belt.
Absolutely. Lauda going for a triple push down short to start this one. Comes the player that has to try and stop this, but
This
it's
isn't
not
spotted.
giving him any information.
Boostio with 1. Almost feels lucky to get just that, but traded out.
And you can see here that Sadak's trademark is supposed to give them info if he decided to react into showers.
Oh my.
They choose to react into hookah.
And that is just knowledge right there. Knowing that the angle could be held. 2 years. Must have the util out as well. Watching them all cross into the side. It's going to be calling for this one. EG have gained positioning now onto the side. Not allowed. Deal with it. Still holding down towards elbow. Sadak as well.
Here.
Contact doesn't have the rendezvous up until about 3 more seconds. We'll have that online to be able to take the fight and push forwards. They know the corner's there. Somebody close to it. Jogmo falls. Comp.
Poison's off.
Reclearance. Watching that angle. Viper's Orb now going down. It's a reswing. Sadak leading the charge with that TP to safety. Dash active for Demon 1. Close to the corner here. It's Com. And it's a great crossfire setup. Setting them up nicely.
In theory, EG's comp should be able to do a lot on the attack side. In the past, we've actually seen some various moments on Split when Furia ran the chamber with Dujazine, where the double duelist attack on Split was very effective at running down chambers. You go for a TP, you're not far enough away, suddenly you're dead. Adjusting your tie. If EG can start to get some momentum rolling, maybe they can mount some level of a comeback, but it is a long way away from being anywhere near a reality now.
Yeah, there is not much space to do so. It's almost suffocating. Sadak.
What a shot.
Yeah, you can see where the rendezvous was. Planted towards the back, but the rest of his team now here to try and revenge and avenge.
Spike
Pushing
down,
forwards with the
B.
weaponry. Ethan was far too close for comfort. Demon 1 taking another bite of the apple. He is taken out. The spike dropped down. Loud. They're really going to be doing this again, Josh.
Oh, we saw this. It was absolutely devastating for them previously. Nevertheless, EG ended up winning that map, despite the heartbreak early on in the second half of Ascent. The spike, though, dropped, and that's why Demon 1 goes for that extra additional reswing. Hoping to salvage the situation before it's a disaster, which it firmly is right now. Boost is running for it.
A pull, a stun, close to the corner, a nade as well. He's pushing him back and away into it. Jorgamo, maybe a bit of overheat. He's handling the showstopper through the teleport, evacuating and evading. It's a 1-for-1 there.
One enemy remaining.
It's just pure chaos. Boostio, he's still alive and he's got the spike with 30 seconds.
30
He'll get that
seconds
plan
left.
down. Less, he's weakened. But off at the Guardian. Now a chance to win the fight.
Great spot for Boostio.
He's got to win this now. It all comes down to this Gambit here, pushing deep into spawn.
Play aggressively.
He's got to know that Les could have still crossed. No way! How?
That is filthy!
How does Les know? How is his crosshair placement this good?
He's just brought something unreal for playoffs. The idea of the overall trap play is actually really cool too from Loud, but to be able to recover this spot, I just don't get how Les does it.
It's insane.
It beggars belief.
It's just insane. And look at this as well. Oh, I mean, it's just perfect. The adjustment there. expecting the push to be coming in.
He's just
Lands a shot.
cutting the pie. He's going to swing onto that angle and then
Yeah,
slowly
it's
go
so
around,
precise.
swing onto the next. It just makes it look easy. 18 and 5. Less than Sadak combined is 20 kills. That's really good. It's very solid.
He's trying his hardest. Just so happens that, yeah, doesn't take too much as well because this is Loud leading.
This is good, though. His trademark here gives some good information about whether or not that Viper wall push is real or not. He knows that Lamps is confident.
Oh, this is a Showers fight to be taken. Sadak,
Spike
his
down
job
A.
is containment.
One
Needs to
enemy
back up with the rest of his team, and there it is. Bring him to 12. Double the kills.
Match point.
He loves it.
He's turned the crowd. They were cheering for EG earlier on, and he's stolen their hearts away. A reminder that with VCT Americas assembling these 3 regions of North America, Brazil, and LATAM, there were 8 title holders in the old days between those 3 regions for regional domestic titles. Sadak in Brazil only lost out on 1 title in VCT history. Otherwise, he was the Argentinian king of Brazil. Loud themselves have those 2 regional titles. They're hunting for another. They've showcased their map pool depth here today, winning on Fracture and looking like they're about to secure a dominant win on Bind. 2 maps that we hadn't seen from them all split.
1 step away to getting that chance as well at laying claim at another title in the Americas.
Yeah, and this one just so much bigger than the regional ones that they've been able to accrue before. They had to go to the global events in order to fight for the big trophies.
They earned them.
They did. I mean, winning champions up to the finals of Lock-In and Reykjavik before. But yeah, now they get to play against the big dogs at home.
This is it. All on the line for EG. Loud on the precipice.
Here.
Number 1 seed here of our Americas split. Double Satchel at work here with the flash. Does not connect onto Sadak. Taking out the boombot. Disrespect shown. Another play and still pushing up on the angle. It's Sadak who claims it. And with it, the hopes and dreams are starting to just evaporate before our eyes. The Viper's been offered, but U2 clears it. Com doesn't stand a chance. Down to just a few. What a shot by Team and 1.
But it's a small gift that may not even matter. Sadak's pushed out through Showers. Loud with a 9-round lead and a 1-player lead in this one.
Sadak's now calling as well. Of all this information he's gathered with this deep push, he's like, guys, stack towards B. No sign of life towards Showers.
And he might
I've got the angle watched for Boostio.
nearly caught a timing.
It's all lands on this. Does he clear the close corner? Doesn't expect it. Taken out. 2 left standing. And the fight's being taken to him. Team and 1.
Get out of my
Certainly
way.
trying for it. Blade Storm now there, but the angle doing damage to him. 71 health. Wall in his face. 30 seconds remaining. It's Dire Straits and Loud
30
are
seconds
so
left.
damn close. They can feel it. They can taste it. An opportunity for another title. A chance at the grand finals of the Americas. Smoke drop down. Barreling down into the site. It's given up. Space granted to them. Les
10
is
seconds
backing
left.
away, but he
One
removes
enemy
Team and 1.
remaining.
Ethan a tap onto it, hoping for the fight. 6 seconds remaining. Has to stick this. And now his position is there. Round to the side. Sadak delivers it. The final blow. And EG